Hi, Bezer. Oh, is it audio choppy? Is it choppy? No, it's not. Okay, good. Excellent. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. It's Mindfulpig here, and this is the Two Tired Dudes podcast. Don't mind that intro. It's just me testing things out, as always, because I have ghetto technology. Here, let's get the Discord all set up. Okay, there. Fabulous. Perfect. Happy as crap. Yes, hey there, hi there, ho there, everyone. It's Mindfulpig here, and this is the Two Tired Dudes podcast. On this episode, we're going to be talking about retro games. What are some of our favorites? Not really sure who's going to pop on today, but we're going to see. Usually there's always Sleepy. Jimmy was going to, but I know he's a little bit busy. Maybe pizza today. We'll find out. And that's it. Usually any other regulars, I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to think here. Okay, let's go a little recap. So what have I done the last week? I know, literally, it was inventory week. I kind of shit the gun on that one. Just enjoying some diet pop right now. But yeah, I play a lot of the Switch. That's what it was. Yeah. So this is the week of the Switch. So there was Mother's Day. So I got the original, the Super Nintendo, and the original Game Boy games. All of those. I think it was like $5 subscription. So you don't get all the games, but you get like the regular Nintendo. They gave you a hefty amount. Like there was a decent scroll volume for that one. Super Nintendo, not as big as regular Nintendo's library, but you still got enough where there was some scroll action. The Game Boy, they were cheap as shit on. I'll tell you that right now. Not many games, a lot of big hitters, but like like I would prefer Pokemon Blue and Red. Like I'm surprised that wasn't in there. That was an OG Game Boy game. Um, yeah, there was just I don't know. There's a lot of games that they missed out on. I can't even remember the ones they had. It was such a tiny little list. But yeah, so what did I end up doing? I ended up playing Crystalis a lot because I love that game. It's a really good RPG. If you haven't played it before, definitely do it. It's old school RPG, so I'm not gonna go into like let's say grass and like Pokemon or random battle appears. It's not gonna be something like that. Or Final Fantasy, I think, does that as well, like 7. Not sure what the other one's going to play for. I remember 7 had that aspect to it too. But you're going to see the bad guys. They're physically walking around on the map. And yeah, they're going to, they attack you right away and you have to hit them with your sword. You end up leveling up. The cool thing, I think, with this game, and one that had the save feature. The save feature is pretty rare for regular Nintendo. But on top of that, like it had a lot of items that you could use, and like they had an actual purpose to them. So there'd be like a poison level where you need to wear the poison mask, right? There would be rabbit boots, which I know I haven't got to that part yet where they're more useful, but I know they are helpful in the game. I just can't. Yeah, I just haven't reached that point yet. I think I'm only on like we'll say level 3, but it's like I don't know. It's kind of all like in worlds. So anyway, I got these rabbit boots, and you can hop. So there's these big black tar areas where if you walk through, you take damage, but you can use the bunny boots to like hop through them, right? But I know they have another purpose later on. Yeah, and then you get your equipment and your weapons are a lot like Legend of Zelda Ocarina. So you get like the wind sword, and then the wind sword has like the ball of wind you can attach to it. So you could do like a normal slash and like a small power up hit. Or if you have the ball of wind, then you could do like level 2 power up. So basically, he shoots out a blast of wind or whatever it is. It's like a little green kamehameha that comes out of it, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a ball of wind. And then the one I'm looking for right now that I'm struggling trying to find is the bracelet of tornado, which I know makes it a level 3 power up. So you hold down B or whatever the button is, and he charges up. This big force field goes around him. Then he charges up again. That's level 2, and then you keep holding it. Boom, he charges up to level 3, and it should be like a one-hit kill pretty much when you fire at that. But the cool part that they do in this game is that you have I know there's the Sword of Wind, the Sword of Fire. That's the one I got now. And you think you get like the Sword of Water, and you'll get this whatever like the other element is, the Sword of Earth. But you end up getting all 4 elements. But the enemies respond to these weapons as well. So it's not like you just have them, because you want to use whatever sword is the coolest. Like each one has a purpose. So the Sword of Wind was able to destroy any boulders that are in your path. So there'll be certain paths that are blocked off and they have boulders, ice, whatever the case might be. And yeah, you charge up and you fire it, and I think you have to have the ball in order to do it. You need a level 2 power up. Level 1 power up won't work, so you have to find the sword, and you have to find the ball to go with it. And yeah, you're able to blast through the tunnel. Right now I'm using the Sword of Fire to blast through like ice blocks or whatever you want to call them that are blocking the path. And on top of that, I was going to say the enemies too respond to it. So there's certain enemies that can't be damaged by the Sword of Wind. You have to equip the Sword of Fire, and there's ones that you could damage with the Sword of Wind that you can't hurt with the Sword of Fire. And it makes a little like ding ding sound when you hit them, like you're just hitting like metal. And as soon as I find the other 2 swords, then there'll be more enemies. But like these enemies, how do they do it? In the beginning, right? There's just they can all get damaged, right? And then you finally get to the second stage. You cross through this tunnel where you verse the boss, and you're in this next part of the world. And anyway, there's certain enemies there you can't damage, and then you get the Sword of Fire, and now you can hit them, right? But they're very like, how do I say this? They're very slow on the progress. So in the very beginning, you might have a group of enemies that can only be hurt by fire, and then the next tunnel you go through will be a group of enemies that can hurt by wind. But then as like they'll get to the part that I'm at now they're just intertwined. Like you got people that can take wind, you got people that take fire, so you're constantly switching swords if you really want to battle everything. You don't have to. You can kind of like the AI is smart, but it's not smart enough where you can't just maneuver your way around them. But this is an RPG, so you do want to level up, right? So there are certain bad guys. I'll say there's certain parts of the game where you will just memorize that level because you're just going in one tunnel, out the other tunnel, in one tunnel, out the other tunnel. And you're doing that basically to respawn the enemies that you killed. Because obviously certain ones offer you more experience, certain ones offer you more gold. And whenever you're farming for it that particular moment, that's the tunnel you're going to focus on, right? So there's definitely ways to like power level yourself, so to speak. But it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. The very first part, you have to fight tigers. They give you. I know this for a fact because so many times I've done it. Even I used to play this game with my mom too, way back in the day. But they give you 2 experience and 2 gold. And in the beginning, that's not too bad when you only have like 50 to level up or 100 to level up. But once you start to get to like 153, like, fuck this shit, I'm not doing this no more. Like I got to move on to something else. And then I think you go through the tunnel, like the very first cave you go into, where the first boss is going to be. And again, there's like these little green slimes you'll fight, and they're 2 experience. And then you meet these snakes, and they're 5. And then that's where you start grinding in that area. Okay, 5 experience at a time. Here we go. Until you reach a level, right, where it's like, okay, it's just going to take way too much time and I'm already overpowered. I think, in all honesty, like I think right now I'm only like level 9. I didn't really grind out as hard this time. I basically powered through. I was like, you know what? I used to play this game as a kid and it gave me a hard time. Let's see as an adult how I play. And it's night and day. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still loving it. It's still a great experience. Like I said, there's a lot of strong mechanics it had for the regular Nintendo. That yeah, I really envy. When you sorry, another thing I should say too is when you go through the first tunnel, you get to go to the second village, right? And then there's a third tunnel you can go through. Where I was talking about the poison gas, that has a third village, but you get the special weapon called warp boots, which is basically fast travel. The only crap part is you can only use it once, but it is a fast travel item, right? So it was so cool to like have save, fast travel, multiple weapon choices, actually like those mechanics affecting the gameplay and like just so cool. You even get, sorry, I totally missed the other part here. You also get magic powers. So the first magic power you get is refresh. So refresh, you hold A, it heals 15 or whatever it is for 5 mana. You just hold it down till you heal your whole bar. The second one is the one I got right now. It's called telepathy. So I could talk to four wise men that I'm going to be in the game. So the first guy you meet is almost like the one in Legend of Zelda, like it's too dangerous. Take this with you. He gives you some advice and a weapon of some sort. I think he uses Sword of Wind. And then you meet a second guy, and that guy gives you the ball of fire. And then eventually I'm going to be a third one, and I have to talk to him um, once I find this bracelet, and then I'm sure he'll give you the sword of stone. Because I'm pretty sure each one of them is supposed to give you a sword. But yeah, it's really really neat. Um, I know there's other really cool magic abilities you get later on. I just can't remember them all. I know I got really, like not really far. I'd say I remember I beat this world. I beat the ice world that's after it, and I think after the ice world is where I had to go into the ocean, and that's where I kind of got confused. Like the map is always like on land. You never go in water ever. And then I remember like once you beat the ice level, like that's when you get to like really explore. And like again, a regular Nintendo game having, let's see, the way the warp boot looks, I'm gonna say there's at least 20 towns. So that's pretty impressive. 20 towns. Um, there is one, two, three, four, five. So five worlds that I know about. But again, with the warp boots being able to teleport to like 20 different places, I'm guessing there's probably like 10 to 15 different worlds I could go into. Because with the first world you go into, you have three paths. So you have the cave where the first boss is. You have a cave that you're going to open up later on and lets you go to the second world, and then you have the pathway that takes you to the town. In the second world, there is one that leads you to Ice World, one that leads you to the town, one that leads you to the cave where the boss was that you fought, one that sends you to the Wise Men's area, another one that I can't go to right now because it keeps saying I'm not powerful enough. There is another one that takes you to the poison area. So like it's quite a bit. Like it's quite a bit in each area. So yeah, like just old school RPG, very well done. SNK was the ones that made that game. Aw, that looks great. Cheyenne showing off her new outfit that she got. Um, just really really impressive RPG for that time. Uh, I like to, like I said last time, when I play a retro game, I really like to think of it at that time frame. I don't want to think of it like nowadays. How does this compete? Because to me, it's not fair. You know what I mean? This game came out. I know JW had a different view on it, and like I respect that. Like I totally get what he's going for, but I guess as a gamer who grew up in that timeline, I know what to expect. I know what was out there, and I can tell you that this was one of the best Nintendo games um, that they had. So I was just super super excited. Um, really happy to play it. Anyway, so we went through the list. What else was there? There was Wario's Woods, which is a match 3 game. My mom played that one, and it was great. She was so happy. Like she used to love playing this game. I can't even remember. I'm sure we got up to like level 50. It's like I guess similar to Candy Crush, right? Like you do whatever the objective is every level. So most of the time the objective is something as simple as like just wipe out all the enemies, and then once the enemies are gone, the bombs will disappear, and you can move on to the next stage. Um, but there was like, okay, so there was A and B for that one. You could do that basic kind of mode. So I can't remember B was because like basically you're in a tree when this happens. So I think instead of a tree, it changes to a different shape for B. There's time attack mode, there's versus mode, there's score mode, right? So there's lots of options. It was like a big match 3 game, and all it was Wario versus Toad. So Toad would, I can't remember why Wario was after him, but anyway, Toad was being chased by Wario, and you'd go into this tree, and then you'd have yellow, blue, red, purple, whatever the bad guys were, right? And there'd be like bunnies, sharks, etc. Um, that you'd have to match up. So you have to match 3 purple sharks and throw a bomb on top of that, or 4 orange bunnies and throw a bomb on top of that. And just like any match 3 game, if you could do like let's say 5 bunnies, then you'll get a diamond that will appear, right? Or it'll give you some kind of benefit. The more you match up, right, the bigger the score multiplier, and also the nice special reward that you're going to get for it too. Yeah, so my mom was playing that one. She was having a really, really good time. It was cute. It was nice to see that. I know there was some other games too that were on there that I really enjoyed. Actually, do you want to pass me my Switch? That'd be super, super great. I'm gonna load it up just so I can kind of see. Hey, it'd be nice. Watch, it'll be dead. This is like the ongoing joke in our house. Because like every time I want to play the Switch, it's dead. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, so I've talked about this because yeah, it's related to the retro gaming, and plus two, I've done so much playing on the Switch this past week. I even love that noise. Bling. Yeah, so like you get like Super Mario Brothers, obviously. Earthbound. I never played that game, so I was excited to try it. I have played Rygar. That one I remember was familiar. I can't remember how it was. I'll have to replay it. Oh, you get Double Dragon. Nice. Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Level. Oh, Kirby's Adventure. I definitely remember that one. That was great. I can't wait to replay that one again. That one's gonna be a really good time. Yeah, that's a good choice. There's The Adventures of Link, which I'm excited to try because I haven't played that one. Why is there two Kirby's Adventures? That's weird. Super Mario Brothers 2, 3. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Nice. I haven't played that one. Oh, Dr. Mario's on here. The original Legend of Zelda, obviously. Yeah, Dr. Mario. That was great. I love how fucking ice hockey's on. Ice hockey. I remember having ice hockey. It's just fuck. Like as if they thought we'd want to. Like I mean, I kind of want to play it, but it's because I'm a geek. Yeah, yeah. It's just there's a lot of bangers. I have to see though. Let's see. What was the original Nintendo ones? I mean, the Game Boy ones. Sorry. The only thing I'm going to complain about for Nintendo is I don't like the fact that for they go from $5 a month you get all these games to $63 a year to get everything. Like I know it's a banger of a deal, but just yeah, just don't agree with that. Okay, you get Alone in the Dark, Game Boy Color. Oh, Game and Watch Gallery. Okay, nice. Kirby's Dream Land. That's a smasher. Kirby's Dream Land 2. You get Metroid 2. You get Link's Awakening. Wario Land 3. Oh, you get Tetris. That's a banger of a choice. And you get Burger Time Deluxe, whatever the hell that is. That's not bad. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Um, yeah. Hey, Solar Kills, how's it going, buddy? Hope your night's going good. Here, let's see if my shoutouts working. Last night it was messing up, and I don't get why. Ah, thank God it's working. Even if you don't stream, oh, you were nice. You were streaming last. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I think I do. I don't like not to shout someone out. It just feels weird. Um, yeah. So, let's see. So that was yeah. So Friday. That's why I didn't do a Let's Get Physical Friday. Um, Monday we did Borderlands 3 with Gabby. That was a lot of fun. She was really showing me the ropes there. I was way behind, obviously. I got to see how the last boss died. I got to see all that stuff, so that was really cool. Um, yeah, damn. I don't think there was really anything else I really played last week. I was kind of bunking the plan. Yeah, watching. I think we watched Breaking Bad. Which I and I were all like determined. We're like, yeah, we're gonna fucking finish it this time. And yeah, we watched like one episode, and that was it. Like, no, it's a bad show. It's not a bad show whatsoever. I feel like you have to be in the mood. You have to be in the mood to finish Breaking Bad or get into it. What's that? Hey, that's great. I forgot there's a few clips on here. Oh, nice, nice. Got a few clips. Well, not to do some self promotion here right now, but at the end of the year, come let's say November, I think it's November 15th. I start collecting everyone's votes in, and basically all of the basement gaming community gets to vote on each other. And there's 9 different awards that you can get opportunity to grab. I think this year we'll do something else on top of that. Last year we did 10 little awards that were just like I guess like roasting awards. Like most likely to have 100 kids, most likely to win the lottery and lose it all. Like just stupid stuff like that. It was just fun. But yeah, so this year I'm gonna think of something different to do for the second part of it. But I always have 9 basic awards. Like best clip, best parent, best blah blah blah. So it was really fun last year, and everyone enjoyed it. Cheyenne definitely enjoyed making fun of me while I was doing it. What was the thing I was doing? My eyebrows? You kept saying, yeah. Oh yeah, talking like the Rock. Fuck. I'm so awkward in front of camera. That's why I love doing Twitch without a camera. But yeah. So if you stick around till that point, by all means, you might be nominated, or you can at least have fun and vote for other people too. Um, yeah. So shows. Honestly, I've just been a degenerate, and I've just watched tons of Family Guy, American Dad. Not even gonna lie, I've been bunked right out with TV last week. I had inventory basically, if you didn't know. So last week was finally the last stretch of it all. So we did our inventory counting on Monday, and then Tuesday I had CPR training, and fuck, on Wednesday I just crashed. I just crashed hard. Nice, nice. Yeah, no, it is definitely a good time. And like I said, we got Monday nights community night, Tuesday nights the podcast. I'm sure at one point, like I said, someone will pop on, Sleepy or whoever. But again, you guys are more than welcome to join in too. Like, if you want solo kills, if you had a few you want to shout out, we were just talking about retro games that we played. So obviously that ranges with people at different ages, right? So I put it at the max at like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii era. I think that's pretty fair. Like for me, retro gaming is like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. But everyone has their own different retro experience. Hats off to the kids that had the PlayStation 2 as their retro time, because that was a banging time to play video games. You know, you got to walk onto the Tomb Raider world. Hey, hey! How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I know. Voice is coming through perfectly. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Well, um, since it's your first time coming on, I always like to give the person, for their first experience, if you want to call it, a chance to like just talk about themselves. So, like what games do you like playing? Do you still do streaming? And if so, is there any kind of schedule that people can follow you on? Are you rocking on YouTube? Like, what's your side
Oh,
hustles?
this is great. No, not like not really at all. I'm not really. I do it like for fun sometimes, but no, this is crazy. You have like this great community built of just streamers that I just kind of want to be a part of it. I don't, I don't have anything to benefit, from it. I don't know. It seems fun.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. What about gaming
Yeah.
though? What kind of games have you played? Like, what was your first console, or were you a PC always? What was your
My first console that was actually mine. That was bought for me and not a hand me down or anything. Was the N64,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, that's where I fell in love with, man. That's 3D games in 3D were just like because your first consoles were like the NES, SNES, right? So that jump was like crazy to me. I was like, wait, you could just run around? It's like you're actually in a whole different world.
That's so true. Oh my god, yeah. Like playing was it Mario 64 for the first time? It was like, whoa. Yeah.
Man. It was crazy, man. And then GTA came out, and I was like, okay, well, we've gone as far as we can go as far as video games. It's never gonna get.
It's so true. I remember like even like just playing Mortal Kombat on the Sega Genesis. My mom was like blown away. She's like, they look so real. I was like, I know, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I mean that was those graphics were revolutionary in the way that they were like real, like. That like it was real people. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So what did you end up enjoying on the N64? What were some of the games you played?
Man, honestly, just any 3D platform I can get my hand on. So that's Mario 64.
Oh, nice.
People don't like it, but I love Glover. Like, I will go back and play Glover to this day.
Nice. No way. That's awesome.
I love Glover. Like, I even attempted to speed run it, but the controls are way too janky. Way too
Oh
janky.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good game actually. That's a lot of people don't mention that one when they talk about platforming, but that was definitely a good one. And I think that one and
Yeah,
oh, who was another little dude? Gex. He was on that too. Gex 64.
Gex, man. Yeah, Gex was super talkative. He was the first like super talkative platformer protagonist.
Yeah.
And then like after that, Conker's came and Conker's took over. as far as far as just talking 3D platforming anthropomorphic cutesy creatures go.
Yeah, I know it's so true. I finally got a chance to try that one because it came on Rare Replay, and yeah, it's so good. Oh, I really regret
Oh
not getting on in 64.
yeah, man. Yeah, that was that. Yeah, all of man, the Perfect Dark. I finally was able to after it was about maybe the year before the GameCube came out, and I finally pulled myself to play a first person shooter. Like I couldn't do it before that. I was like, I got to see the guy on the screen. And then like maybe a year before, I got like real comfortable with Perfect Dark, and that I don't know that game. I don't remember anything about the story, but I remember just spending hours literally every day after school just trying to get good at it.
It's so true. Eh? Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I have no idea what Perfect Dark was about, but I remember the gameplay was just so unique and fun.
Right. Just perfect the mechanics.
Did you I don't know if you ever got the chance to or not, but did you play the South Park game they had back in the day, where you could like throw snowballs at
Yeah,
turkeys?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was so bad at that game. I don't know why, but I would always pick the alien. And he was like the only person I had to look down to
Yeah.
hit people. That's about the controls always reversed. You know, you couldn't flip the y axis
Yep.
back then. Up is down and down is up. You know, that's how it's got to go.
Oh, yeah. That game, that game was so challenging, but so much fun. It was so ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
oh, what was the other one I was gonna say too? Oh, Turok. That was another really good one too.
That I never really got into the meat of Turok, but I remember renting it from God Blockbuster. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
rented it. 5-day rental. You know,
I was gonna say same thing. Yeah, I don't know why that one game too. I always rented from Blockbuster. Oh, I used to love doing that. Just getting like 5 games and having a good time on the weekend.
yeah, man. Nah, yeah, those were the days, man. It was like you can't replicate that now.
No,
You know,
yeah, you can't. I remember it used to blow my mind when they were like allow you to rent a console. I was like, I can rent the whole console for the weekend.
that was game changing. Like, oh, I don't have to convince them to drop $500 on this.
How about the racing games? Did you like enjoy Diddy Kong and Mario Kart and all that?
I really like Diddy Kong Racing, and I love Mario Kart. It's just one of those games that I was just not good at. Like, I'm not like to this day. Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. My girlfriend beats me every time. She's
Yeah.
and honestly, to her credit, it's like she's usually in first place, so and she's pretty good too. But she's not beating me at any other game. Is what gets me.
I know there are some people like I said they're just so good at it, but I'm with you. Like after you got, I think it was like the 50cc, which was the easy mode. You went to the normal mode. That's when I just started to bomb. I was like, I'm never gonna get as good as these guys.
Yeah, there's no reason to try it. That's why I was like, yeah, nah, that's one of those games with the learning curve. It goes from 0 to 100 because there's only a few controls. You know, so you can only go
Exactly.
and
It's like you go ahead, you get that gold cup. I'm just gonna enjoy the scenery.
it's spend so much time on this. No one ever looks at.
But I agree though, Diddy Kong Racing was really good. I don't know why just a completely different approach, I guess, from Mario Kart. It really stood out.
It was They had the boats and the planes along with the carts, you know.
Yeah, yeah, right. I like that you had to like slowly progress and unlock every door, right, for different
Yeah,
parts of the world.
it's a nice little story mode. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to verse the
there's a
cheap
lot of
ass
things
pig.
Mario Kart. Yeah, he cheated though.
Yeah,
He cheated.
totally.
So I had to. That's what it was. I had to call the other cousin in. Like, hey, can you just do this one race?
It's like, how you let me cut in
Oh
front this time?
yeah. Yeah, man, you have a really cool thing going like that. That's how wholesome
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
and
I was
everybody's
pretty
supporting
excited
it.
that you wanted to join. I was like, all right.
Yeah, man. I love following these streamers. Like to watch somebody build themselves up. It's pretty great. That's my favorite part about it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Um, so after the N64, what was the next one you got to play on?
Ooh, it was that I switched over to the PlayStation 2. I think most people did, right?
Oh
Like there was
yes.
a few people with GameCube. I had a GameCube later on where I finally played, Super Mario Sunshine. And everything.
Oh, that's a good
But yeah, the
choice.
PS2. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But the PS2 though, there was the variety was insane. There's this game that I actually, um, I mean, I guess since I bought it in the past, it's mine, right? So I can download it. But I have this PS2 emulator, and it has this game called uh Dark. Good God, what's that game? It's escaping me right now. But it was a sequel to God. What was that game?
Was it like a shooter or an RPG? What was it? Oh, Solar, did I lose you, buddy? Solar, you still there, buddy? I don't know if your mic got muted or not. Maybe he went to go look for the game. Sorry, what? We'll just let Solar get a chance to come back. That's so cool, though. I like that he played all those N64 games. I find South Park is a real hit and miss. Like, not many people got to experience that game, and that's a damn shame. It was frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It was not a good game. Oh, there you go. He's gonna probably pop back in again. It was not a good game. As far as like being fair to the player, but it was just mad fun. Just mad, stupid fun. Here, I'll just give Solar a few minutes because I don't want to start a conversation in case he's just gonna pop back in. Just give him a few minutes here. Okay, look at all this. Like what's wrong? Like that's what I have to deal. I know. That's why I was looking at my phone. Like, what the fuck is she going on about? Jesus Christ Almighty, man. Well, hey, buddy.
Hey,
Oh,
okay,
perfect.
yeah, I myself for about 30 minutes, I think.
No worries. I was worried. I was like, did I click something wrong? Uh-oh. Hope it's not doing it again.
Okay, that was the issue. I just
Is it okay? See, that's the bad part with Discord. Sometimes it does act up like that. I know people have had problems.
yeah.
Oh, I think you're coming through now.
Uh, mostly, I think
Yeah, okay.
it's just a little weird.
Yeah, sorry about that, buddy. I know sometimes Discord just really acts up.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah. But
So
yeah,
yeah,
the name of the game. It's a game with about 1,000 different crafting recipes, and it turns into an RTS. Like
ooh,
that's
okay.
why there's so many crafting recipes, so you can decorate houses with the different things. It's insane. It's I I explained it, so I explained it to a T perfectly. I promise. You just no one heard it.
Yeah, no, that sounds interesting. I love RTS games. RTS games are definitely up my
Yeah.
alley.
It doesn't turn into RTS until like maybe like 15 hours in.
Oh wow.
Like you're just and collecting crafting recipes for like both like for what you think is the majority of the game, and then it just completely opens up, and it blew my mind. It just wasn't expected.
Those are the best games though, eh? Like when you think you know
Yeah,
the map and then all of a sudden the map really opens up and
yeah.
you're like, "Oh shit."
Whoa, was not expected. This was back before I could even like look at reviews or anything. I had a Game Informer subscription, but like that was it. You know.
I know all that. It's so funny talking to people like that. They're like, "Oh, why didn't you just Google it?" I was like, "There was no Google. Like I had to look at a gaming magazine to figure out where I was going."
Oh, seriously, yeah.
Oh, but PS2, yeah, that was such a great show. Like we were talking about that last time, just like how it's funny. Like you're right. Like everybody had a PS2, right? And like
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember a single bad game I played on the PS2. Like I think I loved everything.
I think back and I'm like, no, there was none. It wasn't that wasn't bad games. Bad games didn't exist back then.
Yeah, it was just everything was golden. I don't know if you ever got to play it. One of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2 was Champions of Norath or Champions of Norath Return to Arms. It was a really good RPG, or I guess action RPG. Did you ever get to try those ones, Solar?
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't tried those. I actually haven't heard of those. I really want to look them up.
Uh,
But last time I tried to look something up, I ended up talking to myself for like 20 minutes.
no worries. Actually, I don't know if you can see or not, but in the general chat, I forgot I posted a picture of it a while back there. It's just on the top. Hazy chick, sorry, I see you popping in.
What up?
How's it going?
How's it going?
Not
Good, good. How's it going? Happy Tuesday.
happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Not too bad.
Yes.
I say Solar here joined me on the podcast. We're just talking about some old school gaming.
What's up, Solar? Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you too. Do you stream?
I do, I do. Do you stream?
No. I mean, sometimes if I feel like it.
I understand that.
Yeah, just it's really a day-to-day thing.
I completely feel that. Real life takes over.
Right.
Real life takes over. For sure.
I say so.
Speaking of real life taking over, my fiance is pregnant, so like I
So
don't
you
think
are
I'll.
going to be really busy real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, you're about to join Team No Sleep like a mofo. You better nap all you can right motherfucking now. Because you ain't going to sleep till that child is like in college.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Like, you better get you some sleepy gummies and just call it a night early all the time right now. Because, like, when your baby's like 6 weeks old, you're going to be like begging, like, damn it, I should have napped. I should have listened to Z Chick. Damn it.
I'll try. I'll try.
I think we got the title for your next book, Z Chick. You should have listened to Z Chick, parenting advice.
I mean, I'm totally thinking about, writing some Z logic down for these mofos out here.
Just take notes. Yeah, I'm here.
I have 6 kids, and we didn't have any sleep. We just didn't have any sleep. We didn't have sleep because we were busy making them. We have no sleep after they were out. We just never had any damn sleep. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
That's so good. Is that where your coffee addiction started from?
I drink, yeah, that's what it is. I can't even deny it. Coffee is life. Like, if I could walk around with a caffeine patch, you know how they have like those quit smoking patches?
Yeah.
Man, hook me up with a caffeine patch. I'm roll out with one of them all day.
But if you have the patch, you can't drink caffeine.
I mean, don't tell me what to do, okay? Because it'll happen. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to flex. We just met. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, it's good. I'm feeling it.
I'm absolutely unfiltered. I should have warned you. My fault. You didn't warn him.
I'm sorry. I wanted to be entertained.
Okay. Well, the body is healed.
I was going to say, because Solar never really got the chance to meet everyone yet, right? So did you want to take a few seconds, Z-Chick, talk about your streaming, what you do?
I stream very random. Just because I'm busy. So, like, real life, we're just talking about that takes over. So mom and wife life takes over. I teach really small humans for a living. I homeschool. So I work part-time, stream part-time, full-time mom, full-time wife. I love all games. I'm not really into shooters so much, but I've been playing the shit out of some Destiny lately. Destiny 2. I mainly like story mode games like Skyrim or like Genshin or Tomb Raider, things like that. But I'll play anything. I'll try it. And I talk way too much and I'm completely unfiltered. So my streams basically are what you're getting right here while watching me fuck up in a game. Or totally smash something in a game. Like, sometimes I can be really good and then it's questionable. But yeah.
Right up my alley, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, and if nobody's in my stream or, people are looking, I'm always talking. I don't think I ever stop talking.
That's a very good quality for a streamer, honestly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unless, like late at night, when an edible kicks in, then I might just chill a little bit more and be like, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm going to end stream. I've done that too very randomly. But like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed, y'all. Bye. Oh, and I stream from the PS5, so I don't always notice when somebody is in right away if I'm trying not to die. So that's, I'm not ignoring anyone. I just can't get to it right away.
No, you get really focused. Like, I admire that. You definitely, like, if it's a platforming game, like, you're right on it.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm in it. Like, especially, I've been streaming, like, I started Life is Strange 2 last night. Oh. I did the first episode. I was so angry. Oh, my God. I was like, I was so angry at that store owner. Oh, Lord. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
When I get into those games, they're like the choices and stuff, like having to make the decisions and then fucking up my whole life. Even in a game. Oh.
And you
be in it.
You beat the first one, right, Z-Chick?
Yeah, so far I've done Life is Strange and then Life is Strange Before the Storm. So I've done those two.
Nice.
And now I'm doing Life is Strange 2.
I'm so curious to hear what you feel about number 2, because Cheyenne tried it, but she really fell off it because it didn't click as good as the first one did, she said. So yeah, I'm just curious to hear your opinion.
So I'm Hispanic, right? And like there's a lot of, like, I got called a spick in the game last night. I was mad as fuck. Wow. I'm not going to lie. I was angry. I was like, no, this motherfucker did not. So when the choice came to like just run away or like hit him and take shit, I hit him.
Yeah.
I kicked him in the
Oh,
head and I
thank
stole a
you. Oh my
tent and I was like, went blind so that, people aren't all up in there. Oh, do this or, oh, don't do that. Unless I have a safe word and my safe word is Beetlejuice. So if I say Beetlejuice, somebody can help me.
That's so clever. Oh, I love that Z trick.
yeah, no, that's good.
So when I say Beetlejuice, I'll be like, somebody, I'm tapping out. Somebody help me. Where do I go? What do I do?
Oh, that's so
But
good.
otherwise, it's pretty much just blind, blind, blind. I like to figure it out,
That's
or at
fun.
least try to.
You know what I'm friend with people. That sounds kind of
I was gonna
like
say,
live.
I see Pizza hopped on. Hey, Pizza.
Hey, pizza.
Yeah, sorry about
Funny.
that. I didn't know my
I'm
mic was
about to
off.
have pizza.
Oh, did you pop on Pizza? It's a little hard to hear you.
Hang on. That's probably 'cause my mic's being blocked. I have some stuff in the way.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah, you're a little better now.
All right, yeah, that's what mic up.
Happy Tuesday, pizza. What up?
Yeah, how are you doing? Oh, sorry, how are you guys doing, really?
Not too
Fan
bad,
fucking
buddy.
tastic.
Tonight we have a new member hopping on Pizza. It's Solar in the corner there. Solar Pizza, Pizza Solar.
Solar
How are we
pizza.
doing with
That's a
Like
good
that,
idea. A name for a pizza place.
right?
Hey,
Yeah.
you wanna like pick up like pizza place?
I mean, making you could make like really extravagant pizzas shaped like suns and shit.
Oh yeah, like put like rings and oh yeah, like fat
Right,
ass.
right.
See it.
Exactly.
Ring right now. Yeah, pizza, you gotta
Right.
do it.
And you could have like galaxy boxes and shit. That shit would sell.
Yeah, yeah.
Just get them all set up.
I'm dating me.
I got ideas. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Cheyenne loved the emo too, by the way, Z Chick. It was awesome.
Thanks. I had fun making it. I had fun. That was good. That was a good one.
She's like, now the pressure's on to become affiliate.
That's what's up. You gotta just she can use it.
um, Pizza, if you want, buddy. I was just telling Solar, about the community. And obviously, as a community member, if you want to take a few minutes to talk about what you do, because you do a little bit of streaming.
Oh, what's up?
I was just saying that we were introducing Solar to the community, and everyone's kind of just talking about themselves. So if you want to take like a few seconds, to talk about your streaming.
Okay, sure. I'm sorry. I heard what you were saying. Let me turn the volume actually. That way I can actually hear you guys.
It's okay,
I
Pizza.
heard you
I
earlier
know, I
when
know, I
you were
mumble like a motherfucker. It's okay. You don't have to apologize.
Yeah.
well, I guess just about me, I mean, not much really happens over here, like I have a pretty much a long full-time job where I'm out in the morning and I'm back around this time sometimes. So, if you ever see me on the podcast or in the group chat, chances are that I had a break somewhere where I can actually talk to you guys, but it's rare. Well, it's not rare. I'm not say that. That's disingenuous. I'm in
It's just not
here
frequent.
sometimes, but it might be a time where I'm gone for a week, or so if I'm busy like for the whole week and I don't talk until like next Tuesday or even a weekend. What I mean, of course I try to get on for you guys because you are cool people. So I definitely try and make sure I
Aw.
can get time with you. But other than that though, you know, yeah, I'm John. I just play games all day. Um,
Yeah.
Got that in common.
that's about it. I don't really do much. At least not right now, because I gotta do a lot of testing with my students. I gotta get a lot of graduation stuff ready. So it's gonna be hectic again this week and next week, really until the end of May. So I'm trying to mentally prepare for that.
So, pizza, do you have summers off? Or do you still work like at summer school or something like that during the summer?
Yeah, we have summers off, but I'm not gonna be busy. I'm really not. And honestly, I could use the money, so I'll be doing summer school.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not bad. It's not as like me. I'm not doing any teaching. I'm not a core teacher. I don't really do like math or English or like that kind of stuff. I do like electives, so most likely I will just be sitting around doing nothing all day. And if that's the case, I'll be able to
Y-
really, kind of clear my mind, make some money, and kind of focus on my goal, which is to kind of kickstart my YouTube channel. Well, kind of reboot my YouTube channel and like actually do something with it. But yeah, to answer your question though, we don't have some. We normally have summers off, and luckily it's paid, so we're good there.
Sweet.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't think it'd be paid. That's awesome.
I need it. I need it. I need to be a teacher. I
I
mean,
don't.
yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think it's well. I'm not saying I don't think it's as much because I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty easy. You know, it may not be like a full wage kind of thing, but it'll be some money that's been stacking up, which is fine with me because I know that once summer hits, I'm gonna be. I don't know. I'll be doing something. Maybe I'll. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad I'm getting paid. And yeah, you should be a teacher because we need more teachers, especially over here in this city.
Where are you at? Where's over here?
What's up?
I said, where's over here? Where are you?
Over in Texas. So
My son's been trying to get me to move to Texas. Ooh.
Oh,
But, I'm too pasty for that motherfucking state. It's hot down there, y'all. It's hot. Z will be sunburnt.
yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's all humid and stuff, and yeah, it's it's not fun. It really isn't. I'm not a fan of it. I'm hoping that I can travel and do something else, but I'm not really. I don't have anywhere to go really. 'Cause like I don't have a plan. But when I do find a plan and I find a place to go, I'm a dip.
I, fun fact, I was actually born in Laredo, Texas. So you would think that I'd be like, yeah, let me go back. And I'm just like, I remember melting in the summer. No thanks.
that's cool. You're from Texas? Wow.
Yeah, I was born in a border town, Laredo, Texas. It's like I used to walk across the border to go to Mexico and like hang out and stuff
Wow.
when I was a kid. Yeah, before things got like super, super crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, we used to be able to walk across the border and like go shopping, go to eat. I remember like our Friday night thing used to be go to this like seafood place across the border because it was cheaper and they had better food and my dad could drink. Goals.
No, but that sounds so nice, though. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Mexico plenty of times, but that's the only other place. I mean, aside from U.S., states and cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Been to a few different Mexico places. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I want to go to Mexico one day. I need to get a passport. I need to do that. I've been trying to get into it, but you know, my main, I guess, obstacle is like the wait time because there are some people saying that it's taking them weeks to get there. It's taking months. I'm like, man, I don't have that kind of time.
I think you can do most of it online now. You can even like submit like a selfie from your phone and stuff. You just fill it all out. And then you can do it and save time at least, going back and forth to the facility to get it done.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I just want to be able to, start getting ready to travel outside of the U.S. and just
Mm-hmm.
explore something else because everybody talks about going, to Mexico or going to China or Japan. I'm like, I just want to go. Even to go to Canada, you need a passport. So I'm like,
Right. I'd
but
love to go to Canada
yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
can meet I can meet
to
kids
smoke some
crazy.
weed with Mindful.
Yeah.
Goals. I'm like, goals. I'll make
Okay.
you the best brownies ever.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
brownies that'll knock you out of your ass. Um, I keep begging Spider that I was like, I don't want to do Christmas this year. And he's like, what? You don't want to do? I was like, I think Christmas should be me and you going to fucking Cancun. Fuck these kids.
Oh, that'd be
I'm just
nice.
kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding about the Cancun part,
Yeah, no,
but
Cancun
I
would be
am
nice.
kidding about the fuck the kids. I mean, we'll still like, a little something, something for them. But they're all grown except for the 11-year-old. He could just come with,
I mean, why not? Eh? You guys deserve a good treat.
right? I was like, man, I haven't been to Cancun since I was a teen. And we don't need to talk about that. It was a good time.
Sorry, Sleep. I just wanted to
Okay,
say
I
hello
talked.
to you. I see you popped on too.
Hi, Sleepy.
Hello. Hi. Can you
Um,
guys hear me okay?
oh yeah, no, you're coming through perfectly. I don't know if Solar had to
Okay.
hop off or if he's gonna come back on, but if he does come back on, I was just gonna introduce the two of you guys as well. He just wanted to get to know the streaming community. He's really excited to be a part of this. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, what y'all been up to this past couple weeks? What y'all been playing?
Uh, Same old summer for me. Nothing new. But I sadly won't be streaming as much I would like to this weekend, guys.
Why the hell not? I'm just kidding.
Just like same, same. No, it's because I I
Hi, babe.
I work Friday, Saturday. Well, I am gonna be streaming Friday night. So, after work, just a short little stream, not anything crazy. But I'm not trying to stream Sunday if I don't pass out.
Yeah,
So,
you've been working lots,
ooh.
eh?
Yeah. Also because this Sunday, my wonderful boyfriend, my also lovable hubby, sometimes he's lovable, but he he is graduating from a state college. If people know,
Oh, nice.
you know. So his graduation is this Sunday, and he is and I have to wake up at 6 in the morning because his graduation starts at 8:30 in the morning for my time. So yeah,
Do they go all
and
out sleepy? Like, is there like a dinner for you guys and everything, or is it just like the ceremony itself?
so we're gonna have the whole graduation stuff, right? So we're gonna uh, of course he's on like walk the stage, and I'm done embarrassed living the hell out of him because he embarrassed me during my high school graduation.
Oh,
So I'm definitely down to like, because my high school graduation, he's like, oh, that's my girlfriend, right? So I end up make fun of him, and since we're adults, and then that's not future baby daddy or some shit. But but no, I'm proud of him. But hopefully I will be able to stream this weekend, and even if it's just a like short little stream. But yeah, I have finals that I have three finals. I'm a college student. I'm in community college. I have three finals that I do one day Thursday nights, all three Thursday nights, and then Friday I not take a day off. Maybe because I had some IRL stuff I have to take care of. Um, and then yeah, basically
that's a crazy. You have to do three
I
things in
think
one night. My God,
yeah
school is evil.
I'm also studying for my state board, so that's coming up. So yeah, I'm 22 and not 22. I said 23 and have like three different stuff to handle all at once. But yeah,
I said you're rocking
besides
it.
that, besides that, I've been catching up with some anime and gaming. That's it for me.
Is there any good
Um,
animes you watched recently? You showed a few in the past.
um, there's one that I'm watching right now, which is it's also about gaming. So it's also like I love gaming and anime. Um, and the name is too long for it, but I I'm watching a couple isekais. Um, I'm gonna have to text it in the Discord later. Can't remember it on the top of my head right now.
No worries. Yeah, I'd like to see them.
Um, yeah. And then yeah. What you guys been up to? How you guys?
How about you, Pizza? Is there any games you've been playing recently? Did you ever get back into
Uh,
Apex or?
I have not, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought about it, but I've been on the Steam Deck a lot more because since I'm not too busy with school now, I have time to kind of chill out. So I've been playing a lot of old school games. I've been playing like some of these boomer shooters as they
Ooh,
call it. So I've been doing that, and then I'm trying to finish up Yakuza series. I'm on the third game right now, so it's a drag. It is a drag because it's all story and cutscenes. I mean, of course, fighting too. And man, it's a lot. So
like did you
I'm
do
trying.
Yakuza 0, like 1, 2, 3, or you just started?
Oh yeah, so I've already finished. I already finished zero. I'm about to. Well, I finished zero and one. I'm gonna
Okay.
finish two, hopefully soon. And then I can knock out three and four because I used to play those a lot on the PS3, so I can knock that out. I'll do Yakuza 5 and then 6, and then I might take a break because that's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I
Wow.
I learned a lot. And so it's like, I'll just wait until later on. Then I'll do like the Dragon, then I'll do Aishin, and then after that, that will be it. Because I'm really trying to get into VR now because, I haven't touched I haven't touched my Oculus since years ago. So I'm gonna get back into that. Get back into like just having fun. So that's really it. Not much is happening over here because again, just being at work. I mean, maybe if the school Wi-Fi wasn't so dog, and like I could actually use like Game Pass, I could play the games I want to play, but the Wi-Fi sucks. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't feel like having to buy all my Game Pass games on Steam Deck. Not that I don't want to. Well, actually, I don't want to. But
Yeah, you could. I get you. Your buddy could go to something better.
yeah, because like I mean, there are games that are coming out soon that I want to play, like the new Lego game, well, the Lego racing game. I want to buy that, and of course, it costs a lot of money because people are crazy.
I know, right? I said game prices are so crazy.
Yeah, they are. I'm so glad. I'm not paying a penny over $50.
That's yeah.
So that means like we're gonna get on sale. I'll wait. Just like with Dead Island 2, I wasn't about to pay $70 for the game. I don't care if I wanted to play it day one. I just waited.
I feel you, John. I'm in the same element. I've disagree when games went above the $60 mark because it was like that's way too much at this point. Like I get it. Like there are some huge games out there, but like I don't want to pay like almost $100 to play a game.
Yeah, I know, right? And then the fact that um, okay, oh, Diablo 4 when that game comes out, it's gonna be $70.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that, but I love Diablo, so that's the only exception. Even though I hate paying that kind of money, I I decided to pre-order the digital deluxe version, the digital deluxe version,
Oh,
because I want to
nice.
play early. So that's about it. But yeah, that's the only game I'll ever like put like over $60 in. Because anything else though, nah,
Yeah.
nah. You could buy, I mean, I can go and buy I could buy like what 10 bottles. Not even 10 bottles, like maybe like 15 bottles. Okay, no, I guess 10 bottles of like Jack Daniels. Like that's easy money right there. I could be buying like a whole bunch of mimosas right now for $70. So I'd rather do that. But I don't know. I'm trembling about it.
I get it though. Yeah, you're right. Like if it's a series you love or a game that you know you're really going to enjoy, then it's worth that value. Um, what was I gonna say to you? Oh yeah. So the topic we had tonight, John. Speaking of like games and like all that stuff, was like retro games that we enjoyed. And I said I know you have like a good vast knowledge of past consoles and all that. So what were some like retro games that you'd want to shout out, or what were some of your favorites? Again, I'm doing retro from like PS3 because I know everyone has different timelines on what retro was to them. For me, it was like regular Nintendo, but I know for some people it might have been the 360 or the PlayStation 2. But yeah, just in your perspective, what was some of your favorite retros from those timelines?
I mean, like if you're talking about like for me, like retro for me is like Eastwat, Game Ground, maybe Echo the Dolphin. Um, like sorry, for me though, retro game is like Mega Drive. That's what I grew up
Yep.
playing early. Mega Drive, PlayStation, and then PS2, and kind of going off for it. So yeah, that's kind of yeah. Game Ground is a really good Sega game that I think people don't give enough attention to because I mean it's not like a Dark Souls. It's like it's I don't know what it is. It's a good game though. Um, there's that one.
And that was on the
Oh,
Sega Genesis, you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
There was another one that I play all the time. Alien Syndrome was a big one.
Oh, okay.
Um, I guess Comic Zone, even though I'm not too big on that game. I like the style of it though.
Me too. Yeah, that was a really fun one.
Yeah, there was another game. Oh, Alex Kidd, like that's a
Oh,
classic right there. That
yeah.
like I could play that game all day. Actually, I did play the game all day, and I kept losing because it's all about trial and error.
Yeah.
It's a really good
That was
game.
yeah. That's a really
So
good shout. That's a good one.
yeah, I was thinking to myself like, why is that Sega does like why can't Sega just make their own console like they did before? Because I mean, they have all these properties and they have plenty of games on the timeline. They could make a console, like call it the Genesis. Well, I mean, call it like the Genesis 2. Call it, yeah, the Mega Drive, the Mega Drive. Like they could put all their games on there too, and like just sell it. Because I bought the the Genesis Mini. I bought both versions of it. Like I'm pretty much I'm like a guy. So it's like clearly they have support for it. I would love to see them kind of bring back old properties too, like maybe do more virtual fighter. They already have Yakuza taken care of. Like maybe make another comic zone. So I mean, clearly they can make a really good, like they can make a comic zone with the style like Bionic Commando.
I agree. Like I think it'd be. I would love to see Sega come back and make another console. I'm a huge Sega fanboy. But yeah, like Comic Zone. The more you talk about, it, the more I'm like, yeah, you know what? That is like this is a good time for that to come out because the idea of just like ripping through page from page to page and like like I think you could like kind of explore the level differently because it was through the comic itself. It's a really cool mechanic, and yeah, it would work really well nowadays, especially with the technology that we have, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just surprised that they haven't thought about that. I mean, like they're so focused on making like all these Sonic games. I mean, I don't. I'm not gonna play the new Sonic game. Not because I don't. I mean, I'm not really much into it. Like I think my last Sonic game was the werewolf one on Wii,
Oh,
and I don't know it's called, but
Sonic Unleashed.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that game was fun. Well, see, it was fun for me because I had the nunchucks and like the Wii remote moving that around. So that's kind, it felt like it was very interactive. So, I think that's why I like the game. If I had played it like on just a regular old controller, it may not have really stuck with me. But I think the fact that it was, me kind of using a lot of movement, it was like, hey, I can get with that. So, maybe that's what Sega should do next is make like their own little Wii console. Because I mean, they got plenty of games. I mean, like, imagine playing Comic Zone, and the only way to progress is if you like turn the page physically, then go to the next one. Like, that'd be a really great concept, and it's not hard to do. Like, I mean, you know, look at Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare has so much going on with it that you can make a simple animation for turning the page. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas. I
No,
know it's gonna
that's the minute you said that, like being interactive, you know what game I thought of instantly? Road Rash. That'd be another great one to bring back. And then,
happen.
like you said, having the nunchucks in your hand and actually feel like punch the person next
Oh
to you, like
yeah.
that'd be so cool.
Oh yeah, and Road Rash, that's a really good game. And I mean, like they could make Road Rash right now, and like it would be like like Twisted Metal. Like they can
Yes.
make a Road Rash like that, and I I think the fact that they it's just like it's crazy how like I mean even not even just Sega, but, like PlayStation does it, Nintendo does it. Like like there are games on the PlayStation that I want to play that are not going to come out anymore. Jack and Daxter's not coming anymore. Crash Bandicoot is just like it's kind of falling to the wayside. So it's like Cooper, like Infamous, Resistance. Like they have all these
Oh
games
yeah.
that for some reason it's just like, oh well, we're gonna focus on the bigger titles,
Yeah,
which
like Solar was saying too early on the N64, right? You have Glover and Dax. Like there was a lot of sorry, Dex. There was a lot of like good games that just never really got another sequel or another I guess re-release.
oh yeah, I mean like speaking of Nintendo, I mean like like we haven't had a good Donkey Kong game since Country,
Yeah.
and that was back on the 64. So I'm like, why can't we get maybe a good sequel on the Switch? I mean, they have Nintendo has a property, and it's clear that they can easily make more of these games. I mean, like they remastered Metroid Prime, and I mean that was nothing to them. They knocked it out. So, like give us something, maybe a remaster of Donkey Kong Country, giving us a proper sequel of it. I mean, like if you're gonna put Donkey Kong in Mario Striker, Mario Kart, Super Smash, then you can make another game. It's not like you can't do it,
Or
but
like we were mentioning earlier, like in racing games, Diddy Kong Racing. Like why would they make a number 2 or 3 at this point? Like it was such a great game. Like it was so
it
easy to.
was. And I don't get, like I don't get why they just don't. I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't get why I'm trying to argue with them because it
I
seems as though
know.
they don't seem to understand the importance of it.
No.
It's like they have really good I mean, well, everybody has good properties. Like I think that when we look back at something like the Genesis or the SNES or the Dreamcast, like they have all these games that they could be doing something with, and then you know if they don't want to, then like maybe have the modders do it. Something like you know there's someone out there who probably made a whole Mario game that's like original that people will pay money for. I know I would.
Galaxy was remade in like it was using like Blender and Unity, and it is crazy. Like there's like ray tracing and like Mario games could be a lot better. I think maybe it's Nintendo's not really super focused on hardware, so to even run the game that fan made game on Nintendo hardware probably wouldn't even be possible.
Maybe that could be the case, and if that is the case, then Mar- Nintendo should go and hire that dude, or maybe make the game he made and scale it down for the Switch. So I
Yeah,
mean,
really, really good point. Really good point because that's definitely what Sega did with that Sonic fan game. The guy who made the Sonic fan game, they definitely hired that dude.
oh yeah, like perfect example of like how I guess Sega does Nintendo apparently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
yeah, they missed the ball on that. And I'm like, look, like we're getting a whole. I don't know. You're right. The fact that we're getting more Sonic, we're getting more Sonic from just community members, and yet we're not getting much Mario. I mean, well, I guess we are getting Mario, but it's like we're we're not getting like special kind of Mario. It's just like whatever Nintendo wants to drop out. And honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen next because like looking at it right now, I was looking at buying the new Zelda game. I'm like, they put way more effort into Zelda than like any
Yeah,
other person. Like that's like their bread and butter now, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo is above this, but would you be super mad at a Super Mario Brothers movie, the game?
I could almost feel like it would happen too.
Yeah. Well, which one though? Like,
Nintendo might be above it.
I mean, like you mean like the '90s one or the current one?
No,
The
the
current
new
one.
one.
Oh,
This
then
one
yeah,
was
yeah,
wild.
no,
That
no,
would be fun, I think.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, really, because it's like it already had like the whole video game aesthetic. So
Yeah.
really, it's just adding some.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just adding like a little QTE section here, and boom, it's a game.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, now if they do, I think that if they do that, they should definitely have Jack Black song in there just somewhere.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah. Peaches.
Or better yet, like have the movie characters like voice the characters in the game. I love the movie. I love the Mario movie. It really was good.
yeah. I think Jack Black might be too expensive. Like
That's
for
true, eh?
Yeah, hey, that could be it. Then in that case, they need to start selling like little DLC to make some money off of
yeah.
it. Maybe sell
Honestly,
some.
it would be. I think it would be worth it if they like kind of like struck up some kind of partnership deal thing. But I don't think Nintendo they don't do stuff like that. But they like because Jack Black, he has Tenacious D with him. He can make a whole soundtrack. Just using him and his band, either him and another guy. They'd have like a lot of the game already, or a lot of the talent already. Just Jack Black, just hire Jack Black. So I don't know. A partnership might be better for something like that. But I don't know Nintendo. I don't think they really go that route too often.
I don't.
You're
I'm
right,
pretty
though.
sure they don't. I mean, I was looking at a video. Like the guy who. What was that guy doing? He was like selling. What was he doing? He went to jail for a long time, and I had to leave money to Nintendo, like pretty much until he dies. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
not
Right.
not Gary
Yeah,
Bowser, but his last name is Bowser. Yeah, he's the one that
yeah.
did the emulators.
Doug
yeah.
Bowser.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, so it's like yeah, I don't think
So
that they wanted to strike deals. I think that they seem to have more fun like going after people like just sticking their lawyers on them because
yeah,
it's like every time you hear about something like an emulator or a fan game, it just goes bye bye.
yeah.
And
Like
I'm like,
almost immediately.
even though I'm not a fanboy, like just looking from the outside, I'm like, man, like it's almost as Nintendo does not like people just having fun with their games. It's either you gotta buy what they make or you don't play
Yeah.
at all. Which is like, man, that is a
No,
terrible
seriously.
way.
There's no there's PlayStation recently there's PlayStation games coming to PC and I still am not holding out any hope for any Nintendo titles to ever arrive on PC. I just gotta buy the Nintendo consoles. Like I need to have a Switch.
That blew my
Yeah.
mind when PlayStation games started to go on PC. I was
Yeah,
like, wow, as
that
if this is happening.
was crazy.
Oh yeah, I know, right? I'm just like I'm surprised that like people aren't doing it more often because like I mean people they were going crazy like they were buying God of War left and right. I mean they were buying Days Gone too, and you know even though it wasn't like the most polished game back then, they were buying it. They were buying
Yeah.
it day one. So like
Yeah, man, Spider-Man. They made some really good Spider-Man games.
oh yeah, so like I mean and we I think now that people have seen the first Spider-Man come on, like I think it's safe to say that they're gonna have the next one coming to PC probably a year or two after, and so it's no big deal.
Yeah,
And
and
you
I'm
know,
not gonna lie, I'm okay with that. Like as long as it comes. Like when the Dead 2 came out, I was like, I don't care. As long as I can get it.
yeah, I don't know what comes out around that time. I feel as though if we're gonna have like like more big games coming around that time, then I'm like, yeah, I'll wait for Spider-Man to come PC. I mean, because like if we're gonna have more games coming out, like maybe a new Call of Duty game or a new I don't know any kind of game, any kind of big game, maybe like something from Rockstar or whatever. Like, I mean, I'll be playing that for the whole year, so I'm not gonna worry about what PlayStation has. I mean, if I'm really that desperate, I'm gonna get a PS5 in the store, but
Yeah.
uh, I know I already put down over 1,000 on PC, so I'm good.
Like, yeah, and I think I'm good for a little bit. I was like
Yeah.
buying new gaming hardware.
Yeah, and besides, what I mean, like they have a whole emulator for the PS4 that's being cooked up right now. It's not
Man,
done,
it's crazy.
but yeah, it's like I mean, whenever they get that running, I'm like, oh, I'll still
Yeah,
buy the game. But it's like, I mean, why even, like I got plenty to work with right now.
no, seriously, that's a big backlog because the PS3 emulator, it's there. It's just they're just trying to just get all the titles to work to get to where you can actually play them. But most of them boot up. Like it's kind of crazy for PlayStation 3 to like be able to play a Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3. Like on the original PS3, on the original PS3 software at least.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah,
crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm glad they did it though because like with the Steam Deck, like I mean, really, I'm playing a lot more emulators anyways on the Steam Deck because it's like, when I'm away from the house, I'm like, I have something to play. I'm like, there are plenty of games on Steam that are fun, but if I grew up playing these games, like I haven't a lot of these games since they were on PS2, and that was years ago, decades ago. So it's like I want to play those. So
Right.
that,
Yeah,
I
man.
can play PS1, 2, and 3 games on the same device, no setting changes. That's a big game changer because
That's so crazy that we're there. I didn't see it. I actually remember reading a comment, maybe in like 2000, like 8 or 9, when somebody was asking about a PS3 emulator, and just a litany of comments just letting them know that this will never happen because the PS3 is pretty much a computer itself. And now I have a PS3 emulator. Like I have one. It's it's crazy.
That's so
mm,
true. Yeah, I remember people saying that. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you think like that timeline too. Like like you just didn't think that'd be possible. Like it was like, no way, this is way too
No,
advanced.
all these
yeah, I
games are like,
mean,
oh, it's
and like
impossible.
it's like I mean, like see when they say it's too advanced, I'm like it can't be that advanced if a computer can do it. So I'm like, and plus to be fair though, I'm not a tech person. So when you start talking about these terms like oh this type of graphics thing, whatever. I'm like, okay, sure. But even I don't think they know that. I mean, with a PC, you can do anything. Like, I mean, you could probably make your own. Well, like, I don't know what you could do with PC, but I mean, yeah, like if you can do PS3 games on there, and you can run games like The Last of Us, God of War, Infamous, Resistance, like you can run those.
Yeah,
At,
it misses it's kind
range.
of sneaky, but it works, which is insane, and it's just gonna get better.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like now that all the armchair technicians have been proven wrong. Well, now we know that we can have a working like we can have an Xbox One emulator, even though all the games are on PC anyways. I'm like, why not
Right.
emulate an Xbox One company? Like, if you can, I mean, why not?
It's so
Yeah,
true.
there's no other solution at this point. Everybody just need to get to work. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
willing to
yeah.
donate.
Just take my
I'm willing
money.
to donate. Just please.
Hmm. Yeah, but if I could kind of think, I would, if I could make, like, even like do all this reverse engineering stuff, as they call it. Oh, I would probably get a part-time job and just do that because, even though I love money, like I have so many games on PS4 that I want to play. The issue is on my PS4, it runs so slow. And I have a Pro too, and it just runs slow. Like the games, like I'm trying to play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm trying to play, Modern Warfare. I'm trying to play um Bloodborne. There was one of the games I'm trying to play. It was like an indie game. The issue is that like my thing is all old, it's all dirty. I gotta clean it out. Like, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of busy work. But you put on the computer. I mean, boom, you fixed my problem.
It's true. Like,
Especially on Bloodborne PC. I mean, like I want Bloodborne on a computer just because. So you may as well just do the emulator because by the time Bloodborne comes to the PC, we would have already had Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales 2, the new God of War, and like we would have all the games on PC before we get Bloodborne.
I say, like last night too, I was playing Borderlands 2 with Gabby, right? And she has the newer Xbox, right? I still have the one that was previous to it. And there was such a difference in loading. Oh, it was just terrible. She'd be like, wait, to be like, are you still loading in? I was like, yeah, it's still loading.
Mm, oh yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I have the Xbox, and I mean, I don't really know. I can't really tell about loading because I mean, I'm guessing that is a person because a lot of times when I play games, not much loading really happens. So yeah, I could see that. You know, even though I think like the biggest perk for having a new Xbox is probably just the whole quick resume because it really does help. It really is a good feature to have, especially like when I was playing Yakuza last week. Like I had turned the game off, and I turned it back on. Next thing I know, boom, it goes straight into the game.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a really neat feature.
Yeah, yeah. I
That
love
is
it.
new.
So like there are some perks to it. I mean, I just bought the Xbox because it's like, hey, I don't feel like I'm gonna buy PS5. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. I got the Xbox because I was tired of Sony not giving us what we wanted. I wanted backwards compatibility. I want to be able to play all my PS3 games on the PS5, but
Yeah, man. Like we
so
haven't seen that since the first edition PS3.
oh yes, and so I'm like, you know what?
That was '06.
Maybe not do more. It's like so like when people were talking about how like you can do that on the Series X, I was like, okay, that's cool. I have some games. I have Battlefield 3 on a 360 because I just old game I used to play. So I put it in there, and boom, it actually worked. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I started buying more games for 360, and it
Yeah,
just worked. So I'm like, you know what?
yeah. You more money to X like, I don't understand. So
It's pretty cool. You can actually put like an OG Xbox game in, and some of them actually still work. It's like that's awesome.
That's
yeah,
crazy. I mean, plus, I mean, like even a PC, sometimes I just want to play a console because it's just you plug it and play, you're done with it. But I still want to have some features that work for me, and know, with boxing, what they have, like compatibility, quick resume, like it just runs on like it's a clear winner, and well, see, so I'm not going to trying to play, Jack and Dax or all retro games.
So okay, where were we at though with the thing? Oh yeah, PlayStation 2 we were talking about last, and then the GameCube. Oh, Sleepy, you're back on. Okay. Before I get to that era of retro gaming, Sleepy, Solar, Sleepy. Sleepy, I was just mentioned to you earlier if you wanted to talk a little about yourself and find a little bit about Solar. You just getting to know the community.
So I'm sleepy. No, what is this? Oh,
She's a Genshin master. Just kidding.
no, was the extension back? I I play Valor. I suck at it. So if you hop on one of my streams, uh, I'm definitely gonna be with. You're allowed to make all my friends make fun of me. Everyone in chat makes fun of me. Um, just like everyone, I have I really I'm a barber. Working to take my state board this month. Also I'm a college and if you should feel and open. Nice to meet you.
yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, everybody just seems so regular and relatable. I love everybody I've
Yeah.
met. Just like, dude, it's like it's just life, and also I stream.
Yeah, no, like I was definitely shy before just I met Mindful through. I definitely I love everyone here. Um, also I am Brett. Just got affiliate for streaming as well. So
Hey, congratulations!
thank you.
Awesome.
I'm forward, when I'm trying to improve, and there are moments where you ever hop. There are moments you question. I do sometimes, but
I'm
no,
the so
I value my friends and just hop on together. It's mindful to agree with me. Complete other
Oh, it's
chaos.
great. It's absolutely fantastic.
They bully me. They bully me, but I get attacked all the time. But no, it's all fun and games. But yeah,
So Sleepy, if I'm
uh,
right, you did play the GameCube, right? During that time?
I
Yeah.
did have a
Yeah.
childhood. I was born in '99, so I was raised in the early 2000s, 20
So you're the best person to start this one off. Why don't you list off some of your favorite GameCube games?
All-time
Yeah.
favorite will be always Sonic. Sonic, I thought Sonic was really fun.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure, right? That was
Uh,
yours?
yeah, that was mine. It's not only fun and really like playing solo, but when you have a whole bunch of friends, also gamers, and also I had a lot of guys growing up, and they were gamers, and it was just fun. Yeah.
yeah. Is that the one with the child garden? Or was that
Yeah,
Yeah.
the child?
yeah.
Spent hours in
I
just yeah.
yeah. I had wild names like thing one, thing two, like stupid.
I know. I can't remember. I was talking in the past about it, but when it used to be on the Dreamcast, I used to love that you could carry your Chow around with you in the VMU, like the memory card unit. That was so cool.
I've never had a Dreamcast. Yeah, I envied that. That was so yeah.
Yeah,
You could
it was like a little
wherever.
tiny
It
Game
was
Boy,
like
you know, just like
Game Boy tastes me. Ooh, Game Boy tastes me bad.
oh yeah,
yeah,
Game Boy Advance. Oh, the games were perfect. So many good
yeah.
ones.
It's like if you're in a road, you gotta have a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or like the handheld PSP. I know my brothers had it.
Yeah,
Finding games all the time.
yeah.
yeah.
Um, my
These
yeah,
games.
yeah. My final crush was always and will be Cloud. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I
Um,
do. He has a huge, gigantic sword.
there's that too, but like, yeah, me and your fiance would get along perfectly fine. I am too. I'm like every game, any like main character like guy like has a guy in it. I'm like, ooh, yeah. What if this happened? That's just me
What
though.
about the mean alcoholic person? I'll never understand it.
I mean,
It's
just
the mean alcoholic. His name was Shane, and he's just hey, the first thing he says to you is like, "Go away." She's like, "He's the one."
yeah. I do the same. I do the same with games. I do the same thing with anime. I'm just like, you know. My boyfriend does the same thing when it comes to anime girls. He's like, ooh, I'm just like, damn, will you cheat on her with me? Like, will you cheat on me for her? He's like,
Deep in thought,
um,
yeah.
yeah, I know. And I'm like, but she's crazy. He's like, but aren't you crazy? I'm like, that's not the point. He's like, that's. I'm like, all girls are crazy. Trust. But yeah.
It's okay. I remember when I used to play The Sims on the GameCube. Like that was such a cool experience. But I had a save file in a town. You know how you always have your generic neighbors they make for you. Well, one was called Betty. And one time Cheyenne loaded up, she's like, "Huh, who the fuck's Betty? Why are you living with her?" I was like, "Oh, that's my Sims girlfriend."
I'm just making my dream girl.
I was like, "I swear, she just spawned in the town."
I'm just kidding. I love Cheyenne. Don't you ruin it. I love Cheyenne.
Right, Cheyenne, Betty? Um, Solar, I was gonna say, I think you were kind of mentioning it there. You got to play on the GameCube as well. So, was there any like cool games you wanted to shout out?
Man, honestly, it was mainly just Super Mario Sunshine over and over again.
Oh, that was a good one. I don't know why people didn't like that game. I'm really shocked that people had a negative opinion on it. Um,
It was good. Like if you played it like over and over again, like I did, yeah, you really saw the cracks. You know, like
that's
this.
true.
It was. Yeah, there's a lot of tiny, small that you would never see in any other Mario game to date. You know, so it's like compared to the other Mario games, it's kind of shaky. But as a standalone, if you compare it to any other game for the GameCube, it's a gem. You know, it's like it's one of the best.
Totally
You know.
true. Yeah. Did you also get to play Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah, I did. But I actually played that one on my cousin's GameCube. That was before I had one, and so I didn't play much, but it was an experience. That was not what I was expecting. He said it's a Luigi game, and I'm like, okay, all right. I'm expecting a platformer. Nope. He said he's scared the whole time, and Mario isn't even there.
Yeah, I was gonna like I can't remember like who I was talking to at the time, but yeah, we were just saying like what a like bold move that was for Nintendo because I think that was like its starting game. Like that was like one of the first games you could pick, right?
One of the launch titles, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy.
insane. Like go Luigi. How about you, Pizza? Was there any good GameCube games you wanted to shout out?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't really played much of the Dreamcast, so I'm not even sure. It's crazy because like I remember playing my Sega Saturn more than that. But that's right. Back to GameCube. I don't. I think the only game I played was like like the Pokemon, the Stadium Pokemon game.
Oh, like the N64 one?
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was no, that's a
Oh,
good game, John.
what
That's a good
what
game.
I
what
thought that
GameCube
Coliseum
game has I played? I mean, like I think
was it Pokemon Coliseum?
I think it was just I don't think it was. I think it was just that Stadium game. Really, that's what I kind of remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Colosseum was a sequel, right?
oh,
Yeah.
was it?
Well, it was like the third one, I think, because it
Oh,
came out. But yeah.
wow.
Oh, I had no idea. I just I've seen like a little arena kind of game, but
Yeah.
it could have been. But
Yeah.
I don't know what game. See, I don't know because like I played the other Sega. I played the Saturn, the N64, and the Dreamcast. Like I remember playing like the Sonic Party game.
Yeah, Sonic
Uh,
Shuffle. That was great.
yes,
Well,
on Dreamcast. But yeah, for the let me see what game. I'm guessing. I mean, I
Well, you
guess I
got
play Smash, but I mean that's about it.
yeah, there's
oh,
Smash.
did you
Yeah.
X Tricky? Was that GameCube?
What's up?
Oh, SS Tricky. Yeah, I think that was.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I played that game on PlayStation, but
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess it
I mean,
was.
I want to say no, 1080 snowboarding was N64. That was a great game too.
yeah.
Nah,
See,
yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I don't see. Like, I just don't. I've only played like I think I don't. Like, I know my cousin had the GameCube,
Like for
but
me, the
like
first
we
one is
played.
Wind Waker. That's what I think of when I think of GameCube.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, that was a fun game. I never played it, so it looked like a fun game. I think like all we really had was like that, because like I was playing, like I remember playing games like, Sonic Shuffle. I remember playing games, like pretty much just like actually that's what that main game we played anyways on there. But yeah, for GameCube, I guess it's Smash. I mean, that's
Mm,
really it.
Would you
yeah.
would you play the dream?
Clock.
I can tell you,
Would you play the
I can tell
Dreamcast
you much
pizza?
more about the Genesis because I played that game. I played that console front and back because like
Huh.
like that was the console to have, at least for me.
No, I'm the same. I was Genesis too. Would you got to
No,
play
I
the
see that.
Dreamcast, buddy? I was just
My
curious.
coolest,
Sorry, Solar.
was that?
No, no, go ahead, buddy. Finish your saying.
No, I was just saying my coolest friend had a Genesis. I never had one
Oh,
though.
I was curious if you got to play Seaman or Toy Commander on the Dreamcast, like any of those other titles.
Whoa, that Seaman and
Yeah,
what?
Seaman and Toy. Okay, like it was so cool. Okay, it was like fish with human faces, and um, who was
Yo,
it?
I
The
watched a video about that. That's so crazy. It's like some like guy's voice, like a voice actor or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember some Star Trek. I think yeah, it was Spock. It was Spock's voice.
Fuck yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I don't think I didn't see that as a kid. I actually saw YouTube.
Yeah, it was such a fun game. Like it was so messed up and so
That's,
cool. They went from like
that's,
fish and they turned to frogs later on, and yeah, just
that's so weird.
and you had to like make sure everything was perfect in the tank. Like it had to be the right temperatures, the right oxygen. You had to talk to them daily. You had to feed them, right? Like it was so interactive, and it was all
Goodness.
yeah, and it was all based on real time too. So if you bug them at 2 in the morning, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you waking me up?"
Crazy.
It was good. It was good, and you could say quite a bit to them, and they had like a response for quite a few different dialogues that you would engage with them in. But Toy Commander was just this really cool like army game, but you basically were controlling toys and they were fighting one another. Because I know John, you said you had the Dreamcast there, so I was just curious if you had a chance to play any of those.
One more time,
Toy Commander or Seaman?
Toy Commander. That sounds really familiar, but I
Yeah,
don't. Let me see. Oh, that looks so familiar.
it was like a
Like
launch
I
title,
played,
I think.
like I played a game like that. Oh, you know, it was the other one. It was like an Army Man game I used to play.
Oh yeah, the N64 ones, those were great.
Oh yeah, and also the PlayStation one. Like I used to play like it was like the first Omni Man, yeah, on really on the yeah, on the 64. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's old. I'm sorry, I feel old now.
Hey man, I said it. I was with you. I was back in the regular Nintendo days, rocking it.
Yeah, see now I'm gonna play a game. I used to play that game a lot. I used to play Sarge's Heroes a lot on the PS2. That was a really good game. So yeah, now I'm gonna play it again though. I'm gonna play these kind of games again. Now that I actually have, an emulator for it, I can actually play these games. There you go. Iron Man 3D, that was the game
Yeah,
on the PlayStation. Like that game was just, like I would die all the time on it. I would just shoot enemies and then I just die out of nowhere. Just like I was just a young kid. I was just like a child playing that kind of game. But that was a really fun game.
I said yeah.
I
The
think
Iron
like
Man games are really good, actually. That's a good shout.
yeah. Like yeah, I think like I think that game really like got me into playing like shooting games
Yeah,
because yeah, 'cause I know for a fact like playing games like that. I was playing that. I was playing like you know Contra. That was a big one as well. That kind of gave me into playing like Call of Duty, even though different game styles. I just like watching things blow up,
oh yeah.
and Contra, Bionic Commando, like those games. They just made me like want to shoot stuff.
Turok, Time Splitters.
Transporters too. Yeah, that's
Yeah, Time Splitters was awesome. Oh, that was a
and
great series.
like talk about games that deserve a remake. I mean, Transporters they've been silent for years,
Yeah,
and like that's the only game that it looked cool to hold two like AK-47s. That's the only game that could do it, and it's a shame.
and Solar he shouted out a great one earlier too with Perfect Dark. That was a great first person shooter.
Oh yeah. So whenever they have the remake done, which who knows knows when that's gonna be. I'll definitely buy it day one, but
Oh yeah,
uh,
you
I mean, they keep kind of twiddling their thumbs, saying, "Oh, it'll be here soon." I'm like, I mean, it's been years now, so I'm waiting for them to actually remake it and to kind of give us something really, getting that and also giving us a new Conquer game, which I know won't happen because that game is, you know, it's not for the snowflakes, but I still
know,
play it.
it's a
I will buy
classic.
a new Conquer game.
But it's a classic for that reason, though. You know.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, like they have I mean, there are so many rare games. I mean, like Banjo Kazooie. I mean, like that's a perfect
Yeah, we were
game
just
to
talking
kind of
about
just
Diddy Kong
piggyback off.
Racing.
I mean, like Rare was the thing. That was the thing to play.
Yep.
Yeah, they made the best games. Didn't they make the Donkey Kong Country, the first one?
I think you're
Oh yeah,
right.
they did.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, yeah, they did actually. Oh, oh, so then, oh, well, I guess that. So that means that if Nintendo loses the rights to Donkey Kong, well, they could, Microsoft could just, pretty much make their own Donkey Kong games.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, damn, why was that on Rare Replay? I was like, yeah, I guess Nintendo owns it still.
I think they just developed it, but since Nintendo published it, they don't have any rights to it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yeah. Which I mean, no, that'd be pretty cool though. I think that'd be
But they did take Conquer though, right? They remade Conquer.
That yeah, I know. I was shocked. That actually ended up on the Xbox. I was like, wow, they let go Conquer.
I actually
yeah.
didn't play that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing I guess like just certain games, like no, we don't care anybody more. Even though I mean, like really though, I don't think Donkey Kong I don't think it makes as much money as like Mario or Zelda or
No,
Metroid. Or maybe let's say that. You know, again, we haven't had a Kong game in decades, so it could be that maybe it's just they have all the fans here just kind of waiting, but uh, I would just say, get rid of Donkey. Well, pass it on to someone else who'll make it. Because I mean, like, yeah, Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kart, like, I mean, you have plenty of. I mean, you have you have a whole line. You have Donkey Kong, and you have Diddy Kong. Like, you have two. That's a lot of money right there you could be making.
I agree. With you. That part kind of pisses me off too with some companies, when they have like a mascot or something like that they own and they don't do anything with it for so many years. It's just like, come on, let's go. I need a new game.
give it to somebody else. You know, let
Yeah.
somebody else. Just,
Yeah, I am kind of surprised, to think about, like how like we have all this technology now. Like we have a whole console that can play games that look like real life. I mean, like we can play Last of Us 2 and it looks like a movie scene.
yeah.
We have Call of Duty, like Call of Duty looks so real that it almost feels like they could just pop on the screen and shoot me in the face. So, like we have all this technology. Like we could easily make a new game in like seconds. I mean, we do it anyways, because like they have a new Call of Duty game every single year, so they could they just make it out of thin air nowadays. We could easily, we could definitely get a really good Nintendo game that just it's like the biggest game ever. It's it's twice as big as Odyssey. It's more difficult than Sunshine, and it has all the characters in it. I mean, of course, someone might say, "Oh, that's just Smash," but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
give us like
Like
like just give us a big old game. Like maybe making Breath of the Wild with like crossovers. I guess like Mario crossover, but
what's
like
stopping you from doing more crossovers? It doesn't only have to be Super Smash Brothers. They can cross over a lot of games. Like it's always a party game. Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Mario Party. It's always like that's the only time you get crossovers.
Yeah, Mario Golf,
Kind of
Mario
frustrating.
I know, right?
Tennis.
And like
Yeah, when it's
like
sports games, yeah.
yeah, I know. I'm like, it would be pretty cool if we could get a game that is, that's like Zelda, like, I guess maybe not Breath of the Wild, like maybe, a game like Windbreaker. I like the setting of Windbreaker. It was a very good, like, peaceful setting. Like, maybe putting that and like giving us characters like maybe like, cameos, or like, like even
Yeah,
having characters kind of make their own little storyline. Like, maybe Link is in the jungle and then he has to help Donkey Kong save his village. Like, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty metal.
that's not even a hard thing to do. Like that's the bare minimum. You know, like
Oh yeah, you're
that's
right.
an idea that should have been done 10 years ago. You know.
Yeah, that'd
Oh
be
yeah,
so cool to come across.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're right, though, man. It is a bare minimum. But I mean, like, at least if they give us that, I would be like, you know what, though, I see something good happening, because like that's just the minimum. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, like, even further by making a whole scenario where, like, Princess Zelda or Princess Zelda, I'm sorry, Princess Peach, the castle that is like, maybe not too far from Zelda's castle. Like, they somehow know each other. I'm like, like having a Mario game where, like, you could actually, like, cut up the mushroom. you can, I mean, sorry. I'm
To
sorry,
make a
I'm
sense.
sorry. It's, you can't kill things in Nintendo games. That's not, they're past, their emulated days. Now it's all about kids. So, maybe
Right.
not, killing the Koopas, just maybe, I don't know, cutting
Or even
their tops off.
like I was thinking like Mario Odyssey, like instead of having like the worlds like they were, like have worlds like you go to Hyrule, you go to Samus's planet. Like that'd be kind of cool too. Just like exploring those different worlds.
I should have done that.
Yeah, I don't know, when you were talking about, I was like, man, you could have done it that way too, like just exploring, even if it's a little chunk of that world, you still got to
Right.
be a part of it, interact with it.
Oh yeah. There's a part. There's in the new Ratchet and Clank game that came out for PS5. There's actually a little, like, I guess some kind of scene or whatever they did. Like, there was something on YouTube, and like basically it's like a portal, and for the portal, like, like, he was pulling out different cameos from like other games. Like, like, for one, like, it was like he pulled out, like, Jack and Daxter kind of running around, and then like he put out like infamous little articles, like resistance pieces. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, if you could do that for the game, like, that's really doing. I think you're paying more homage to the games, like, and giving us the idea that, hey, these games, they're not dead, they're not gone, just, they're not being used just yet. I think that'd be a really good thing to do.
I think so too. I agree. I think that'd be just a nice little shout out, right? Just a nice little shout out to either similar companies or publishers, whatever the case might be,
Um,
um,
oh yeah.
for those games. Like like you said, if Banjo Kazooie right shouted out Conquer, it would just been cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Been a nice little extra.
yeah, I think I'm not even sure what animal Banjo is, but I mean, like, they could they could be related somehow. I mean, like, they're both like, furry animals.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was curious. I don't know if you guys got to play this one either, but you were talking about like mascots that have been forgotten. What about Beautiful Joe? Do you remember that one?
oh, that's old. That's like
Yeah, I think he had two.
ancient. Yeah, I mean, like, I see, like, I've only played I played Beautiful Joe 2, and it's like fever dream right there. Like, I barely remember it, but, like, I know the mascots. I know his face and like his body, like, just by memory. His big old head.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that fever dream part because I like that game was such a blur to me. I feel like it went by really fast. Like everything was moving so fast, I didn't get to soak anything in, especially as like a little kid. The short attention span, you know?
Oh yeah, I'm just like, it's like, like, when you talk about the game, it's like, I played it, but I could not tell you anything about it. I just happen to know how he looks, because it's just one of those things where it just stuck in your head.
Yeah,
Well, it had a cool mechanic to it where you could like fast forward time
yeah.
or slow down time,
Only thing
right? So if you,
you can slow it down, like you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had like a jump you had to get across that seemed impossible. You could speed up time and make your character kind of soar across that platform to the next one. Like it had a lot of cool mechanics, but yeah, I remember that one too. I was like, damn, that one hasn't had a released in a long time.
But honestly, if they would have kept with that one, because the art style, it was like comic book, right? Like a kind of like a
Yeah,
comic book art
Oh
style.
yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
that that art style is it's easy to work with. I think like you could make a lot of cool looking things with that easily.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you can, yeah, like you could make, like probably 100 of those kind of games.
Yeah.
And the best part, that like with that art style, like you can make a whole bunch of different genres, and they will all feel different just because it's
Oh,
like,
seriously, yeah.
yeah, it just works. I
See, that's
mean, like I think, I think for a cat, like for the new age casual gamer, like they may see like a Kami or Okami, and they might see Virtual Joe say they're the same game because of our style. But it's like, I mean, clearly we know we know how different they are. But it's
right.
just like, I guess for us, like us legacy gamers, like we grew up on those comic style games. Like we played Wind Waker, we played Sunshine, we played not Sunshine, but like we played Majora's, well, not Majora's Mask either, but we played games that had the whole cartoon, like Mad World, for example, which I mean
yeah.
that's a very
Yeah,
obscure
even
kind
go
of
as far
game,
like Paper
but
Mario. You know,
Oh yeah, Paper Mario.
oh yeah, so
what's
I'm
your
like,
doing, Mike? Yeah, that's up there.
so yeah, there's plenty that we can do for it, and I'm hoping that maybe one day we'll have a dev who says, you know what, I miss playing I miss playing these cartoon style games. Let's make
Yeah,
some more of them.
yeah, right. I feel like this is as real as it's gonna get. Let's try to get creative. You know, think of a new design, think of an idea, and go with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like what's the one that came out? Cuphead. They kind of brought that
Oh,
back, right, and made it their own style.
Oh yeah,
amazing! I love
definitely.
that. That
Yeah.
game is
And I mean, like I think, like one time I was like, what though, they should make a 3D Cuphead. But then I thought, what though, they can't do that because it's like that's like the whole Tom and Jerry kind of style. Like you can't really make that kind of art style in 3D. I mean, you probably could, but it would look ugly. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's leave Cuphead 2D. Hashtag leave Cuphead 2D.
I'm behind it. I'm behind it. I'll tweet it for you.
Yeah, which I mean, and honestly though, like even though I'm not the biggest fan of 2D games, Cuphead, like I put like 100 hours to that game because it's like it's just it's
Yeah,
a very fun, easy
it's so the
gameplay
controls are so
mechanics.
tight. You know,
Oh yeah, so, I
it's
mean,
one
like
of those games. Like if you lose, it's like it's your fault, and it's like, damn, I just gotta get better. You know, it's a skill.
oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, because like, I know that fact, like when I was doing the flower boss, I got a lot to him. Only because, like a lot of times it was just me messing up just simple things, like running into his attack. I'm like, man, it's so annoying.
Yeah, it is literally just practice. Anybody can get good at that game.
Oh yeah, like, like that's why it was such a good, it's just it kept you hooked. So, I'm like, yeah, this is a really good game to play. Like, yeah, like even though it's a cartoon style game, like it works. Like if it's a fun game, like it could be stick with man. But as long as it's a fun game, I mean, because like I'm sure that you got to play, like all these little flash games with thick people on it. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
like that just
Key
you
Flashpoint.
just kept us to it.
um, before we get to the PS3 and Xbox 360 and Wii, I was gonna say Solar. Usually at the end of the podcast, I'll pick somebody or I'll have one pre-made, but we usually try to end it like on a positive note. So to give you some time to think, right, as I'm saying before we have this next discussion, if you don't mind, of course, would you like to pick out the topic for the group to answer? So, for example, we've had things like, what's your dream job? What job did you want as a kid? What's some of your goals in life? Like, best childhood memory. Like we've gone all over the board.
Okay.
But if you want, yeah, if you're cool with that, if you want to think of a question to ask at the end of the night, then everyone will take a turn to answer it. If that's okay with you.
I'm honored.
All right, nice, nice. Okay, so yeah, PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii. You know, what was some of your guys' shout outs for that one as far as retro gaming goes? 360 was my jam. Like I love that system to death. So there was a lot of great games in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually started with the 360, but most of that generation was spent on the PS3, and a good chunk of it was spent on Little Planet. That game, especially,
Nice.
like playing that game made me realize I can make video games. Cause I'd make mini games within the game, and it really sparked me. Like it got my creative juices running. That's one of those games.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah, because that one was pretty interactive as far as making your own like mini games, like you said. Yeah, it was a good system actually.
you had all the tools that the level designers that designed the game had, and it was I've never seen anything like that before in my life. You know, it was Super Mario Maker before Super Mario Maker. You know.
Yeah, so true. Ah, damn, yeah, I should have played that one. I only had the PS3 for a short time, and the few games I beat on there for the time, I think it was like only like maybe under 6 months I had it, and then I passed it on to Cheyenne's dad because he didn't have a PlayStation, and he loved video games, right? You can't deny someone that pleasure. But yeah, I got to play, I think it was Killzone 3, which was fantastic. That was my only Killzone experience I had, and I was like, holy fuck, I love this series. Like, this is so much fun. And there was I think a Ratchet and Clank game I got to play on there too. That one was super good too.
Yeah, there was two. I played two. There might have been more though. But yeah, those games, yeah, just they won't age. Like,
Yeah.
they're-
And what was it? Oh, the Bioshock Infinite. That's one I also got to
oh,
play while I was on there.
yeah, Bioshock was great. Oh yeah, that
It
that was really like I actually got into a story with Bioshock.
and it's so funny like how much they changed. Like from the first one, it had like that nice like suspenseful horror element to it, right? And by the time you play the third one, it was more actiony and like over the top.
Super fast paced, and like these stories got very convoluted. Like,
Yeah, so true. Oh my god. How are you, John? I'm sure you had a few good 360 titles. Whoop. I think Pizza got muted.
so
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Pizza. I'm not sure if you got muted or not. When you get a work in, I'll get you to answer that one. What about you, Sleepy? Did you get to play any of the PS3, the Wii? I think you said to play the Wii, right?
I played the 360 and the Wii actually because my cousin had the
Oh,
360. So
nice.
of course, I played all the Halo games. Of course, gotta.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
did.
Nice.
Um, I played one Halo game multiple times, like because my cousin, who is now 15, we would go to my aunt's house and he would only play like Halo. So like he's like, cousin, you want to play? He's like, Sleepy, you want to play with me? I'm just like, I'm shit at shooting games, but sure, why not? So, I did that. So I played all the Halo games, and then I played Call of Duty Black Ops as well on
Oh, Black Ops
360.
is so good.
Yeah, and I got a lot of hate on that too. I'm like, but
that's why you want to play.
especially
Yeah.
yeah, especially with the zombie version too. And
I was gonna
everyone's
say,
like,
yeah,
why
you
you
did
keep
the zombie
dying?
version.
Yeah, I'm like, they're like, why you keep dying?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
kind of
why are you leaving me behind me? So we made like stupid comments like that, and then and then of course when the dog came out, I'm like, ooh, dog died. Like you. why are you trying to pet the game? Why are you trying to pet the dog in the game when it's like zombie? I'm like, I don't know, dogs are dogs. Dogs are cute. So,
You know, I swear there was nobody that could be good at those freaking Call of Duty zombies. Because I struggled so hard in that game. I was like, how could anyone be good at this? Like, it's so hard.
yeah.
It's fun, but it was
So
hard as shit.
This is
I
impossible.
kept dying,
Yeah.
but
Oh, me too.
it's fun because I kept dying there. I was like, keep dying, give me more money, you revive me. Uh, for Wii, I guess for Wii, it's like more like at the sports,
Oh
the
yeah,
racing
sports are
games for
great.
Wii. I'm trying to think on top of my head right now. I'm like, I'm
Did you
just,
guys all nerd? Did you guys all nerd out too and get like the attachments and stuff? Like I had the tennis racket, I had the fucking golf club. Like
yeah, no, I had the tennis racket for sure, and I kid
yes.
you not, on how many times I whacked my brother.
Oh yeah, that
I
thing
mean,
was a dangerous weapon when it was in your hand. Like
yeah, no, so some of it will be accident. 50 will be accident. The 50 is on purpose because they're annoying me. So I'm like, whack. Um, I actually got in trouble playing with the tennis racket for Wii because I broke my mom's favorite vase. I got in trouble.
oh.
Yeah, it was not a good time because my mom. I actually just broke it when my mom actually just got home from work and she was not having it. She had like a rough day. She came home. She was like, "What? What the hell? Like you guys are breaking my house." And then I blame it on my brother. It was pretty funny. But
It's
he
like,
broke
yeah,
it.
but I'm first place. It's okay.
Yeah, like and then yeah, I'm like, and then I was like, well, I won, and she's like, why is my vase broken? I'm just like, oh, he broke it. And my brother's like, what? And then my brother would yell at him like, he, like the evil sister I am. I'm like, he. He's like, I hate you. I hope you sleep with one eye open. I'm like, trying. But yeah, my brother and I, we would get in trouble playing Wii Sports. Um, but yeah,
Especially the
definitely.
bowling. The bowling was so good.
Yeah, bowling was fun. I watched the TV so many times. I was that close to the TV. Um, I watched my hand on the wall before. I don't know. When I play games, especially with my family, especially with my brothers, it's always a competition. It's like, oh, if I win, you have to do the dishes or stuff like little competitive stuff.
Oh,
But
same here. Me and Cheyenne used to be ridiculous with Wii Sports. We really got into it.
yeah, like making little bets, like, oh, if I win, you have to chicken or you have to take me out, and stuff like that. It's, I'm just sitting here, just listening, eating my cereal. So I'm like, this is fun.
No worries. Pizza, did your mic end up working again? I saw you hop back on.
I'm sorry. I'm being dumb right now. I was pressing the headphone button.
Oh,
And
no
I
worries.
didn't know that it would mute me every time. It was so weird. I was like, what's going on? I figured it out. It was
It's
so
okay.
weird. Yeah,
I love those kind of moments, especially when you're streaming. You're like, "What the hell did I do?"
oh yeah, now that works.
Yeah, that
So,
that's great.
but yeah, it looks like the mic works fine. I don't know what's going on earlier. It was being funny.
I remember there was a stream I did. I think I was like 45 minutes, almost close to an hour into it, and then Jimmy hops on. He's like, "Yeah, just so you know, your voice isn't like appearing." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You just think of like everything you said the entire time. You're like, "Wow, I don't even want to rephrase any of that right now."
Oh yeah, I'm good now. I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's over.
At
but
least you guys spend like almost two, like half an hour to almost 2 hours that with no sound. I was talking, I was playing a Valorant game, I was like kind of raging, and then the Juggernaut
Oh.
actually came on, and he's like, "Are you saying something?" Because you are, and I look over at my OBS, I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you don't pick up anything for like almost 2 hours. Like,
Oh, that's terrible.
oh my, such a noob thing to do.
No, like when I first streamed ever, the first time I did it, I didn't understand the whole copyright thing. So I just played whatever music I wanted to play. Like whatever music I was playing while I was playing Minecraft was the music that was playing in the background. And so the entire stream, they turned the sound off. They didn't even tell me until after. They just turned the
I know.
sound off.
I hate that. I wish they'd give you like some kind of warning, like, "Hey, you're crossing the line here, buddy."
Yeah, I would have stopped. You know, I didn't know.
Yeah, I was like, I can't remember what it was. I think it was I was playing something in Fallout New Vegas, and I guess yeah, when the songs came on, it just like muted this big chunk of my stream. I was like, "Are you kidding
Oh
me?"
man.
It's so annoying. Like I hate when like people do that. I mean, like I had someone, try to debate like, oh, like someone tried to debate me saying how they have to do this because of money reason. I'm like, come on, like, dude, it's a song. Like they're acting like my stream will basically, be the money maker.
I know. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, my 5 viewers right now are taken away from your chunk of income. Like,
Yeah, that's why I clicked this video to listen to that song.
Right? It's like and plus, it's like like you're playing New Vegas. Like that game is so old. I'm sure that the music over there, it's like written by people who are already dead. So it's like
oh yeah,
literally, like if it's old timey Western music, like last time I checked, who in the world is even making Western music anyways?
No,
So
who's claiming the royalties? Like,
so
this is
like
crazy.
I don't get Twitch or YouTube in that matter. I mean, I guess I have kind of drifted away from like, oh, I need to be very like copyright friendly. Like, I don't care anymore. Like nowadays, I just play what I want to play, and then if it's an issue, that's fine. Because I mean, hey, I don't even have like I can't monetize anything anyway. So it's like I have the time and the freedom to kind of do what I want to do. And so I may as well just go ahead and, if I have that freedom, just play some music that sounds good. Because, I one of the songs I hate the most hearing is like it's like the this like copyright free like this childish like sneaking around music. I hate it so much.
yeah.
I don't know what's called. It's like I don't know. But
No, I get you, but that list they give you on YouTube, right? It's, you listen to a lot of songs, you're like, yeah, this doesn't really fit the video I'm doing, though.
yeah, it's poo poo water. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like,
I
why even give us that list?
yeah.
I'm like, like this is the kind of music. I mean, now, okay, let me not say that 'cause I'm sure like there are some people who are like legit artists who make it for YouTube. So maybe not all of them, but some of these songs they legitimately sound like something that a dude who wears a suit all day says. You know what though? What do kids like? I don't like do like this. If I'm playing God of War and I'm ripping somebody's head off, like I don't want to listen to some childish ABC music. So like give us something, but now oh, we gotta be copyright free because blah blah blah. I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot of hoop hooping, but unfortunately, I have no talent in music, so I'm at the mercy of the next jerk off who makes music. Well, sorry, the next uncreative jerk off because they get the mission on YouTube nowadays. Not the the good artists. Like kind of they're getting sucked up by all the record labels. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like man, you can't go this way, you can't go that way. Like YouTube has a hard place in your YouTube putting you between a rock and a hard place, and YouTube is really rock hard about getting people banned.
It's true. Yeah, that's why I try not to experiment too much with the music on there because yeah, I don't want to like start something and be like, ah, great, now I gotta remove all these videos or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Sorry, Sleepy, you were gonna make a comment.
Oh, I was about to say that's why I just like listen to like anime lo-fi, right? Like with like good beats, like their opening, right? Because
Yeah,
yeah, and there's one whole like I think hour. I don't know. I forgot, but like of like if you that's people that know me, I love anime. So it's there's this whole lo-fi of like all of the openings of like One Piece. If you guys watch One Piece or started, if you have time, have nothing else to watch One Piece. I'm just saying. But yeah, I would have that in the background, and it'd be so. It's actually surprising. Like people actually like, they listen to One Piece. I'm like, yeah, and like, dude, I'm like vibing. I'm like, you know what? I'm over here raging, but with One Piece in, listening to One Piece in the background, I'm chill. But yeah, they have a lot of like lo-fi that is like copyright free. Like you should always listen to it before you start streaming. You like it or not? Um, lo-fi is pretty good music, and like whatever game you're playing, especially if you just want to vibe, I guess. But that's just my.
well, your channel too, Sleepy. Don't you have the one where you can redeem a song if someone wants?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Yeah, but
I have a.
does that ever like interfere with the copyright? Like, can someone like request a song that they shouldn't or?
It does actually. So I have a
Oh,
command. I have a command that's exclamation point SR, which is song request. They type in the URL or the song name, whatever. But it's easier with URL, and I'll watch it back. I'll watch my own VODs because I'm like I wonder how I sound and make sure like it's interesting. What can I improve and stuff that. And then there's some people like put on like, especially Judd 11. He's my best friend. He plays animated music, and all you hear is just me like humming to it. You don't actually hear it. So they do as a they mark it as a copyright. I'm like, how is it a copyright when
oh,
there's the URL, the actual link to it. I'm not saying like I'm not giving them credit, but just the actual link that people that put in chat. You know,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like I don't know. Twitch is funny. Twitch does funny things.
Yeah, they are.
Um,
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sleepy. It's tough. You got to deal with that because I'm sure that if you have really good content, the music should complement it, and the fact that you're saying, nah, your viewers they cannot play Big Booty One Piece music because it's not free, it's not copyright free, so they have to block it, which is like because like I don't know how it works on Twitch. Like, I don't know
I'm
if
wrapping
they
it up.
mute all the sound or just the music. Because if it's all the sound, that's a very rude thing to do. That's a
You
very disrespectful
stupid.
thing to do to a content creator.
yeah, no, it's just like you can hear me humming to it, like from like the VODs and stuff like that, but it's like the music is completely cut out. So it's
Um,
just like now I just don't do anymore. Like I thought that'll be fun for my viewers to be like, oh, I want to let you listen to this song, and it's great for me because like I listen to the same songs every single day when I'm driving to work or when I'm like waiting to like go to my class or like even just doing homework. So I'm always like looking forward to like new music that to explore. But now I just don't do it anymore. Because also my song request it messes up a bit too. It will cut in and out, so I kind of stopped doing that.
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, I'm like, that's just, I never understood why, like, why this so, let me not say I don't understand why, but it's like, I mean, if you have the biggest streaming service in the world, I mean, like, I'm sure you can afford to make some kind of partnership with these people, or like there has been talks like for years about making it to where a music company, if they have copyright, well, they could like maybe if you're a big streamer or a big YouTuber and you're using like people's music, there should be a way to where they get paid and you get paid. Simple as that, and then for small creators, maybe it could be a case of, um, maybe actually, no, not gonna say that. 'Cause, I mean, I guess if you're a small creator, you don't really get a lot of attention anyways on YouTube because that's just kind of how they made it seem for little guys. But really, it really is just more like it's kind of like the whole taxing the rich kind of thing. And I think they should do that. Like get PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like get those people to pay the tax on our behalf, and that way we get to play the music when we want to.
Yeah, but I mean that's not a bad system at all, right? Support the small content creators.
Yeah, and plus, like you have all these millionaires who are on YouTube and Twitch. They can afford to spend a couple thousand on the small guys because in the end, we're all in it together. That's what they all say. That's what all the fake YouTubers say. We're all in it together. We're all family. So, it's kind of
I know it. Counting their money. Don't worry, guys. We're in this all together right now.
exactly. So, so I'm sure they won't mind paying a few $1,000s so that we can all use. We all have the resources.
It wouldn't even be like them paying because it'd just be like a tax. It'd just be an automatic deduction that they wouldn't even see.
Oh
So it
yeah,
wouldn't even be like a fee. It'd just be like as taxes.
yeah. I mean, plus, like we have people like Mr. B. Like Mr. Beast has so much money, he could literally buy licenses for music. So I mean, we have people
You can
who
buy
are able
Twitch
to
at this
help us
point.
out. But I don't know. I guess maybe it's just it's only I guess when they were little guys, it became like, okay, you know what? When I blow up, I'm gonna help everybody out, and then I'll know it's like, what? Yeah, you're cool, mindful, but you weren't here when I was here, so tough love. Like that's
Yeah, I get you.
now of course, if I ever blow up, or better yet, when I do blow up, I'm gonna do stuff for YouTube. Like I'm gonna make sure that I give people what they need, because like we have all these tools for YouTube that really a lot of small people could use a lot of. Like I mean, if it is a case of me having to put some money in to get these people resources, then yeah, let's do it. Let's go out there and let's hashtag make YouTube good again.
Or even just like I know Kick is. Well, I think Spiders and Kick's been around for a while, but obviously I've heard it mentioned a little bit more. But yeah, like to have more like platforms out there, like I don't know what we have before. Um, Hoover or Hover, sorry. They were like a clip, almost like a version of TikTok, but just for gaming. There needs to be more of that kind of stuff out there. They need to challenge Twitch, YouTube, um, to not just be like the top dogs, the only choice out there. Because the minute there starts to become more choices out there, we're gonna find better deals. They're gonna start to be a little more lenient on choices like that. But right now, while they remain the two big dogs, right? Then yeah, they could literally say, you know what? In order to stream, you're gonna have to pay $10 a month. And there's nothing you can do about it, and it's true. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, it's Kick, right? But, it's like I haven't looked too much into it, but it's like kind of an alternative. The people that get banned on Twitch end up going to Kick or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I mean, it's good to have that competition, those new guys coming out, right, and offering better deals.
Yeah, and I think Metal, I haven't really looked deep into it, but I think Metal is like kind of a TikTok kind of thing where you just like it runs while you're playing the game, and then you can just like clip whenever you want to clip, and it'll clip to past 10 seconds or to past 15 seconds or whatever, and you upload that, and you kind of have a feed.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting. I never
Okay,
heard that
yeah.
before. Okay, Hey, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's actually that's yeah. You're right though. That's a good idea. Having these alternatives. Because I mean, like I remember like back, way back when, like we had this, we had YouTube, we had um Vimeo, and
Yep.
it's like like back then, like Vimeo was a place where you could watch things without ads playing all the time, and it's like, and plus like whenever you had when you have videos that got restricted, it went to Vimeo, and like it was best of both worlds. But I guess like that site, it did kind of die off because I mean, it wasn't, they didn't have the features that YouTube had. It was really just a new service that came out that people weren't using it as a main website. It was just more like along the lines of if a video got you know age restricted or it got taken down, it went over there. So it was definitely it didn't catch on. But honestly though, if they had, I think if they had stayed a little longer, they could have been, they could have really been a major player.
Oh yeah, even what was that one? Mixer. When that one was out, right? They took over a lot of streamers off of Twitch and hired them to just stream on their platform too. Like I'm surprised. I'm surprised Mixer didn't make it. They were doing pretty good for competition, I thought.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I mean, you talk about Mixer, like thinking back, like, even back way like in the social media day, like we had on like Google Hangout. I mean, like that was
Yeah.
it was a very interesting, like, it almost felt, it felt like a like a prototype of Instagram and Facebook put together. And I mean, it wasn't really that bad, because, 'cause, like, we all use Google anyways for what we're doing. So, it's like, you give us a social media thing with Google, it's like that's the best
Yeah,
advertising
it was.
campaign, the best social media campaign. Like it works out, but it just died.
Yeah, no, it was Google Plus, and it was like
Oh,
Google Hangouts came out like because of Google Plus though.
oh,
But
I
yeah,
got
it
you.
was, and it was like plus one. Instead of like you click plus one, it just kind of like switched up everything just a little bit, but it felt super familiar, and it had like really good YouTube integration, especially for creators.
Oh yeah. So I mean, so, it's just like we had all these competitors, and really, it's just it's like for some reason they came out too early. I think like if they had came out like today, oh, it would have blew up. Like
Yeah,
we would have had
really.
people dipping out of. I mean, because like it's just one of those things where it's just like back then I I I don't think people saw this coming to where YouTube is becoming a dumpster fire, and then Twitch is becoming more and more like kind of just unhinged in a way. So I think that back then we were comfortable with YouTube because it worked out fine. People had their thing going on. It wasn't as bad, but now I mean, you know now it's just to the point where you need competition. So yeah, RIP to the breadwinners, because you know Google Plus, it would have taken off. Like it would have been the big thing, just like Mixer. I mean, like Mixer would have been actually, yeah, because like Mixer could have had really good Xbox integration. Like like you could have made a whole thing where if you're an Xbox player or like a Windows player, you automatically have like a little mini screen that plays the game for you just offhand. You know, like seamless streaming automatically, no paying for it. Like that could have been a really good thing. And then on top of that, like if you want to stream, you just press a button and boom, I don't know where you're streaming the game right there. Like so many possibilities,
I
but
agree. They
they
had on
they just
Xbox
kind of
One,
missed out on it.
John, you'd probably like this one. When it first came out, you had Xbox Studios too, where you could literally take your game clip footage and on your Xbox itself, make it into like a YouTube video, like YouTube quality, and then upload it like with transitions and special effects. Like it was all done from your Xbox. It was so cool. I have a few on my YouTube channel I put on there, but man, I missed that one. That was such a good feature they had. They got rid of it.
these videos out, that would bring me way back. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, see, I see. I never used it. I heard about it, but yeah, see, I wish I had used it before. Cause I mean, cause I had a PlayStation at the time, so we had our own little like PlayStation video maker. But I mean, I don't think that it would. I don't think it was as like useful as you guys are making the studios to sound. I think that studios was like a lot more user friendly, a lot more like intuitive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so it was really, really good. And then when you were talking about like, things coming out at the wrong time, this is a debate Cheyenne and I always get into, right? But I was like, I still to this day do not get why TikTok is so popular, but fucking Vines failed. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like it drives me nuts.
Oh yeah,
Wasn't
and I
Vine,
can also.
wasn't Tik-
Oh, I'm sorry,
oh,
John.
you go ahead. No, you go ahead, John.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I mean, I liked Vine. Like even when Vine came out, like I guess looking back at it, it really was the better version of TikTok because like TikTok, it just, like it became like just a very cringe site. It became like people just looking to like post a lot of junk. Because with Vine, it's like people were actually making like quality videos. I mean, like a lot of like maybe for example, King Bach. Like he
Yeah,
made a lot of like very simple level videos, but I mean like they were entertaining. It was like watching.
it's like
It was like
watching
watching
YouTube
a
Shorts. Like
movie.
it's yeah, it was just
Yeah,
quick,
yeah,
fast
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Actually, yeah. It was like it was a better version of YouTube Shorts. Well, maybe a better version, but it's like it worked fine.
Yeah.
But now with TikTok, it's just like it's not even like a like YouTube whatever. It's just like it's just people posting cringe.
Yeah, no, Vine was bought by Twitter and then killed. It was like
Ah, that's a
pretty quick.
shame.
I want to say it was like within the year. Like it was like Twitter bought it and then it was done. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened with it, but yeah, it's a man. And wasn't TikTok just like musically or something like that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
TikTok was originally just music.
So
yeah,
it was a Vine competitor and it failed at it. And but Vine went away and I guess musically slash TikTok excelled because there was nothing else to fill that little niche for really quick clips.
It's so
Like to
true,
be
right? You can't really find that on any other platform.
yeah.
yeah.
Except the YouTube shorts. Like I don't know, they're kind of doing it.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm kind of liking it to be honest with you. I've been trying that out a little more, and like from a content creator's point of view, like you do get lots of views, and like it is nice to see that. But even I'm scrolling through them, like I don't know, it has a good variety. I don't find myself in the same like pool as
Yeah.
you would in TikTok, right? Like you watch certain things on TikTok, and that's all you're gonna see. Where on the shorts, like I
yeah,
do see like random stuff still.
Yeah, and it's so random that like sometimes I'm kind of upset, and it's like I used to get a lot of these videos. I miss seeing like all of them, and
Oh
then you
God,
end up
yeah.
going to the speech, and it's like yeah,
I'm not gonna
I don't
lie.
know. I
I,
think
s- I scrolled and one time I came across magnet fishing. If you ever get a chance, look that shit up. It's so fucking cool. And I just became obsessed with that guy's channel afterwards. Like this is the best thing I've seen in my entire life.
They grab for magnificent. I seen it too, and they grab so many interesting stuff like
Right?
bottom of the lake. It's
The guy
crazy.
pulls
With
out
the
like
state partners.
three guns. He pulls out
oh
like nine knives. I was like,
yeah,
holy shit! Like who's running this town? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I don't
yeah,
know. It's like, oh my bad.
so sorry guys.
No, you're good. I, like I think like I saw like one. It's like it's like they had like like they found an old like this old century like revolver. Like so like this seems kind of fake. 'Cause, like you're finding guns like almost every week now. I mean, like I'm like that's
It's so
basically
true.
a lot of work. And I mean, if it is true, then that's crazy. But I'm like, man, like you guys are finding guns and knives only. Like I mean like clearly I mean, like there should be like, maybe a bike or two in there, or like maybe like just, someone's braces or something like that. Like, give us something that's not. But that's just me though, because like it just seems very Oh,
No, John, 100%. There was one episode where he found like 7 safes. I was like, how is there seven
yeah.
safes in this
I mean,
lake?
it's like that is a really big coincidence. You know, I'm like, man, oh, you found a safe and it has money in it, and you know the code. That is really lucky. You know,
It's got your initials carved in the side there, sir.
yeah, I'm like, I mean, like, man, hey, okay, yeah, man, I'll sub to you. I'll join you. I'll donate money to your Patreon. I mean, you're a lucky man ever because if you're able to find a gun that's in your name and say, man, someone threw this gun away. Oh man, I just killed a guy, but that's not my gun.
It'd be like that
Or like,
sometimes. 'Cause, yeah, it honestly be like that sometimes. Since I saw a short on YouTube short, I think I'm more on YouTube Shorts than I'm on like I never had TikTok. I my sister's on TikTok, but I never like actually like scroll through TikTok. But like I'm more on like Instagram Reels and like YouTube Shorts, right? And like a YouTube short, this guy was magnet fishing, and then he found like a hissing grenade. I'm like, where the hell is like,
Oh yeah,
bro?
so you find grenades, you find bombs, like like okay, like this. If you're finding a bomb, that should be going off right now. You're touching it all over the place. Like you're manhandling, it's like you're punching at it. Like I mean, clearly, like what's going on, man? Like either it's a bomb or it's a basketball. Because
Yeah, I'm
nothing's
like, if it's like he was holding a hissing grenade in his hand, like, bro, if I saw that, I would be running for my life. I'm just saying, I'm gonna yeet it back in the lake and run.
I love it when he pulls like a big bag of jewelry, right, or a lot of coins. He's like, "Oh man, we're really gonna have to find the owners for this one." I was like, "Bullshit! You're finding the owners. You're fucking gonna keep that."
I know, right? Plus, they could be the owners just doing it. I mean, like this, like you're putting a lot of faith into putting stuff in the water and it's staying there, and like no one else doing your idea. Because I feel as they probably have people nowadays who are doing the same thing they're doing just because, you know, and I'm sure it's not
Oh,
hard for
totally. If I could get a magnet, I would totally try it
oh
myself
yeah,
just to see.
and so like
Honestly, that'd be
and
fun.
so and so if I do find a safe and I know the code and it has money in it, then I'll believe them. But until then, I don't know, man. You got lucky, Now if I find a gun, if I find two guns, if I find 10 guns in the water, then I'm leaving because that's a sign that something big happened over here. You
This
know,
is not a neighborhood I want to be in right now.
like like keep the guns. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna call it a day. It was a good day, but I'm gonna
Ooh,
be on
and
the other side, you know?
for some reason they always call the cops over. Like, why are you
Yep.
doing all this, man? You're calling the cops for a gun and a bomb. You feel like like you're, like that's a real red flag. Like that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
That is some
Like,
major.
And the cops are always cool about it, right? Like they never have an issue. Like, oh yeah, so you're just magna fishing and you found 10 different guns, eh?
Yeah, no,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, man. Like if some guy came at me with a gun saying I found this in the water, I would put him body bags because like no one just throws a gun in the water for no reason. Like there has to be something with it. And say, oh, you know what though? Now I think about how is that when they find the cops? Like they never, like the cops never say, oh, this gun was used in this case. It's just, oh, we found a gun. Like give me some context, man. Because I mean, you're doing all this work, and then it's like a cliffhanger ending. It's like, oh, hey guys, thanks for watching the video, and then bye. Like man, like I want to know what happened. Like maybe that gun belonged to like some assassin, and we'll never know. Because if
or
it's not just a
like
gun,
not to diss on the police or anything, but like how bad of a job are you doing where this guy's pulling all this out? Like no one thinks to look for the criminal weapon like in this particular area, in this particular water.
I don't know,
all the good
maybe he's the criminal and
yeah,
he's
just like
just playing
labeling.
he's playing a big old game. You
I
know,
mean, it's kind of obvious. If you don't find a weapon that did a bad thing, the lake and the ocean's a great way to dispose of it. I'm just saying.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
it is.
just
They
putting
that's
it up
that's the
there.
lesson to learn from this. Throw it in the water and it's gone forever.
I
Exactly.
mean,
I find with
I,
magnets, and it's like, oh well, now they can find you now because some weirdo was like, hey, this stuff is pretty cool. So yeah, yeah, I mean, like this. Now, if he legitimately gets killers off the street, oh, you know what? Then I'll sub to him. I'll give him a sub. I won't donate. I'll just give him a sub to him. I gotta see more of this because like that's some next level CIA Law and Order stuff right there.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, if like, okay, because I've been watching a lot of like murder shows, like a lot of doctor, a lot of police like shows, right? And then the killer always dumps the evidence in like an ocean or the lake or like even bodies, right? They go in. But I'm just saying, it's just like, so if they and then they check the lake or the ocean, whatever, for evidence. I'm like, why can't real life people do that as well? Like, if you don't find a weapon, one is probably buried in the backyard. I'm just saying, or two in a lake somewhere. I just throwing it out there. That's my 2 cents.
Oh yeah,
No, it's true, eh?
yeah. I mean, like credit where credit is due. For somehow, like looking at SBU, they always find the killer, no matter what. Like they could find a knife buried all the way in the volcano, and they'll say, "Oh, I found his fingerprints." Then they find the guy the next day. Like that is some movie magic right there.
That's
That's so true.
movies are movies. It's just like, but like in real life, people are just like, what can it be? There's no evidence linking to him, and it's like, I wonder too.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, look, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't do it, but if I was a cop trying to find a weapon, if I don't see it in the next 5 seconds, I'm gonna get some donuts, man. I'm gonna go home. Y'all can take care of it. Like they have a whole TV show called Law and Order SVU. Call those guys.
Honestly, I love that show. I've seen clips of it.
Me
I
too.
love that show so much.
I grew up on Law and Order. I love that show.
Yeah, I love that.
I Yeah,
It's a really good show.
grew up on that. Grew up on Criminal Minds. Grew up on Bones.
Ah,
Yeah,
Bones is
Yeah. Oh yeah.
great.
I love it.
Was it NCIS? It was something. It was another one. It was something with the yeah, like the guy saying yeah at the beginning. I think that was.
Oh,
Yeah,
CSI,
yes.
Miami.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I was just, it's like for some reason, like, I remember more, like, like watching all of those cop shows than like watching Cartoon Network. 'Cause, it's like, I mean, like, my mom and dad, they loved Law and Order. Like,
Yeah.
they watched SVU. They watched what's the original? There was another one. There was another segment, like another branch of Law and Order. That was called Criminal Intent, I think. That was
Yes. Oh, that was
Yeah,
great.
I
Yeah.
mean, like they would just, we would binge watch that show like for hours. I mean, like I just, something about that show, like it just kept me watching it. I don't know if it's just because I guess because just the drama, like they knew
The
how to.
detective in that one was so good, though. Like that was a good duo.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just like it was so good. Like they nailed the dramatic bits very well. Of course,
Yeah.
of course, like with the music, when the music came on, it just felt like, man, like my
Bum,
heart racing. I
bum.
need to find out what happened. Yeah.
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 Oh, those are good shouts. Those are good shouts. Yeah. No, those are really great ones. um, sorry guys, I know this has gone a lot longer on this one. So Solar, at the beginning of this whole conversation, I asked you if you wanted to think of a question. Were you able to think of one you wanted to ask the team?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, yeah. Always time for this part.
Okay. What? Uh, the best dream you ever had, if you remember it.
Oh wow.
What was it about?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh snap.
It's so good you don't know what it is. I never. That's good, man. I do the same thing though. Like I have some memories like that where it's such a good thing, and then I just remember it until I just kind of forgot for a
Yeah.
second. Like, oh, then it comes back to me. So yeah, I understand, man.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a weird. It's kind of
No, it's a great question.
Yeah,
That's a good
I mean, because
question.
like, I mean, even with mindful here, like, like I'm sure I had good memories, but it's just like, oh, sorry, I had good news, but it's like it's been so long, or so it's just like one of those things where it's like it's just I don't really know much about it anyways, because it's back in my head kind of knowledge. So I get you. Yeah, it's a good question though, to be honest.
Do Pizza or Sleepy? What would you guys say?
I don't know. I don't even remember my dreams. Like I think
Yeah, that's a good
like
one.
the last dream I had, it was like it was a dream where like I was running, and for some reason, like I went from running to like floating, and I just ran into a tree, and I woke up, and that was it.
We're
Uh,
at the end now.
that was the weirdest dream, and of course, I woke up like hitting my head on the bed because I was like falling over for some reason.
Yeah, like I said, that was kind of what I was thinking of too. I was remembering my last dream, and then I don't know why I was so messed up. I remember I was like in a subway tunnel, and like there was normal like pathways, but like I guess the part that dips where the subway would actually come through, there's like all these rats, like big fucking ugly ass rats. And I remember all these people were so excited, they were feeding them and shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is gross. Like why are you guys just feeding these motherfuckers right now? And they were like big boys, like like video game rat size. Like it was huge. And then yeah, I just remember I walked through the subway and I was going through like this weird door frame because I was on a mission of some sort. Like it sucks. Like I can sleep and I'm like, wow, I'm totally gonna remember this. And I wake up and I'm like, I remember bits and pieces of it. And then throughout the week, it's like, okay, it's gone. It's totally gone.
no, yeah. I pretty consistently have superpowers in my dreams. I can just fly, but
That's awesome.
it's like I have to be okay with what's happening for me to fly.
Yeah.
So if I
Oh
really
yeah.
need to fly, if I'm in danger, it doesn't work.
Well, yeah, yeah. I feel like I had this dream where, like, I was fighting, I was fighting like these really big, these giant bugs, and it's like every punch I made, it was weak. It was like, like it did nothing to them. And, it was like, like I didn't die. I just, this is like it just kept attacking me. I was like, what am I doing? I can't do anything. And so I just woke up like shaking my head, like I was like, damn.
That is the worst kind of dreams, eh? When you can't fight back, you're just like, what
Yeah,
the hell is going on?
I know. So I was just, oh man, like, it was a crazy dream too. And like, I only remember it because because like like I woke up like punching the air. I was like, and I was like,
yeah,
oh man, and I just, I felt weak doing it too. I'm like, man, like why am I just like, like I felt weak in a dream and in real life. Man, what's going on, man? So I just
yeah.
like, I was just one of those things where I guess I was just lazy dreaming or whatever.
But isn't it crazy though? Like it's so mind blowing, like how you can actually like feel that, like you feel physically tired, even though you know you're not like doing anything. It's a dream. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, like that was it. It's just and like for some, it's like almost all my dreams are like that, where it's just like like I'm trying to do something and I can't do anything. I'm just like I'm letting the world kind of take over. I'm like, man, like what's going on? Like I don't have any dreams where I'm like a superhero nowadays, which I wish I could, but that is hard to do, man. Like like at least for me, it's hard to like control what I do in my dream.
Yeah, and I don't think I have that much more control. I think I just like subconsciously, like I've given up on trying to defeat things. So I got really good at escaping from stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's
You
like
know, so like when if I need to, I'm like super floaty when I jump. You know, I'm just like it's not like Superman superpowers. It's more like a really good escape artist. You know,
oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I
you know.
think that too. Like, I mean, yeah, 'cause because it's like when I'm running away from something, like I can get super far, but like trying
Yeah,
to fight something head on, I just cannot do it, and I get my ass beat.
Yeah. And running is kind of hard at first too, but you gotta like start to once you take leaps, it's like oh snap, you find
Oh
different
yeah.
ways to move.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just like like you go from running to flying out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, it's dreams are crazy. Yeah, I love them. I have very vivid dreams.
Oh yeah,
I I was thinking my okay, like I know some people have different views on like paranormal and all that, right? So I kind of last time talked about an incident I had, but when you were talking about dreams, I was thinking. I was like, okay, the only one I can really think of that I know of, but it wasn't my dream, was my mom's dream that she had, and basically what happened was my grandparents passed away. We were living in their house, right? She was obviously very attached to her parents, right? She was the last child, so the youngest one. Anyway, nothing really happened. My grandmother died. My grandfather died, I'd say probably about 6 months after she did. Um, and my mom, went to big depression because she lost two of her parents. But anyway, one night when she was sleeping, um, I think it was like, I don't know, I'm gonna say 3 months to half a month after he passed away. Um, he came to her in her dreams, and very like simple, nothing big, right? Just came into the room. She could see him, kind of what you're describing, pizza. She was just like not frozen in fear, but just couldn't move, just couldn't move her body. Just had to kind of like watch, and he ended up coming into the room, sit on the bed, and just said his spiel. Basically just told her like, like I'm aware of what's happened. I'm aware where I am in my life right now, and I'm happy. It's okay. Let it go. Like, obviously in a more father friendly way. But basically, yeah, just laid that speech out to her, and she said she totally remember him like just giving her a little pat on the hand, like he would, when he was around, and that was it. And then he just, walked out, and for her, like the next day, like that was closure, right? It was awesome. She felt better, but she said she'll never forget the feeling of like it actually felt like, like he totally touched her hand. And like I said, she was sleeping, so to her this was all just a dream. I'm not saying like it was an actual paranormal event that happened, but this was in her own dream world that took place, right?
That's what I was looking.
Yeah.
I was looking for something like something life changing happened in the dream.
Yeah, no, like that's all she needed, right? That little bit of closure, and
Yeah.
yeah, like it was just so cool. Then she's like, yeah, she's like, I could, like, had hairy hands, okay, like he was like an old man, right? And she's like, I felt it. She's like, I felt every bit as if when he was alive, and yeah, it was such a crazy experience. And I said, just talking like what you could experience in a dream.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Like, yeah, life changing. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, no worries.
oh yeah. I know that if a ghost touched my hand, there would be some fighting happening because that's all I'm gonna say. I don't have time to deal with no ghosts.
And
I don't care if you're a relative or not. You get the hand off
Oh
me.
yeah,
I would take it lightly myself.
I'm a ghostbuster. I mean, yeah, you can be my dead grandpa or just some random stranger. It doesn't matter. Like everybody catches these hands because I have the ectoplasm punches right there. I can knock them out. And that's
Okay,
a big punch. So like, if I don't
technology.
know you, you're catching me like that's a big no-no.
The technology.
So I'm good. Hey, I love you guys, but I'm good, man. Look, you
Yeah.
can talk to me with the Ouija board. That's about it.
How about you, Sleepy? Did you have any dreams you wanted to shout out?
I don't know. Most of my dreams were like one minute I'm fighting zombies, and another minute I'm just like falling off a building. My dreams are crazy, but similar to what you just said, mindful. It's crazy because when you said that, because I was thinking of what my mom told me about the like paranormal, I guess. It's because before my oldest niece, who is now two, but like before she was born, my sister, I guess, I don't know, my brother's engaged, but they're not fully engaged. I guess my future sister-in-law, to put like in content, when she was pregnant with my oldest niece, my mom had it. My mom had a friend back when she was younger. She who passed away, So she had a dream a couple of months before my oldest niece was born, or my older niece was born, of her friend that passed away like long time ago. He actually showed up in her dream, right? And then he actually told my mom, "You don't have a granddaughter." And my mom's like, "What?" My mom's like, "Okay, like that's
Wow.
great, granddaughter." And then when she tried to ask him more questions, he disappeared to a little girl, which is my niece. And so even so, she and then it was my niece during that in her dream was like 5 or 6, and like holding her hand and like smiling at her. But that's what my mom had a dream about. And then when we have a gender reveal party, she's like, "It's a girl. It's 100% a girl." And I'm still hoping for a nephew. I'm just saying. I have two nieces, but I'm hoping either my brother or my sister, um, to when they have. If they have if my brother has another kid, I'm really hoping for a nephew because the girls in my family are stubborn. But or my sister. Maybe one day my sister decides to have a kid. But yeah, it's just crazy because my mom, all
Yeah.
of us saying
Wow.
it's a boy, it's a boy. And my mom's like, nah, y'all are wrong. It's 100% girl. And like it explains a lot to this day. Now that she's 2, it's because my my niece, her name's Athena. So my niece is so attached to my mom. Like she was like, "F my parents." I'm saying I'm like so attached to grandma, and my mom's like, "This is my friend who passed away. This is him reincarnated as my niece, as my granddaughter." Like it just explains a lot about like um my older niece attachment to my mom, and it's just like that love and connection is off the bat, and it's
Mm,
just
That's
crazy.
so cool. That's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally in the previous life. Like that's nah, yeah, that's so dope.
yeah, no, because my family believes my family is spiritual. Well, my mom is like we're Buddhist. Um,
Oh.
so like she and I believe like reincarnation stuff like that. So me and her look at each other like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, mom, this actually might be your friend. And that friend was actually in love with my mom. He absolutely loves my mom. And like just looking at my niece now, and their bond is like it looks like like you like how would you she looks at my mom like like this I love her. Like it's more it's I don't know how to explain it. It's easier to see in person, but like it's
I-
definitely more.
oh
Oh, of
man,
um
it's
course.
crazy. Yeah.
so me and my mom and I was just like, mom, this is has to be your friend who's like reincarnated as Athena. And then my mom was like, it might be because it explains a lot of stuff. And I'm just like, well, at least your friend is back, but in a different form, and he's part of our family. And even with my dog, I had a grandfather, not grandfather, what was it, godfather, who passed away in 2013, and he loved our family. And I was so heartbroken about it. But like after couple months after he passed away, my brother dad dog that we have now, his name is Tofu, and he's such adorable dog, and he's like if you're sad, he won't leave your side, like exactly how my godfather used to do. Like he would like try to cheer you up, and we'd think, oh my god, this is our godfather just reincarnated as a dog. But
Man,
he
hands
messed
down
with
to be reincarnated.
us. But yeah, no, it's crazy. But like my own experience, a couple months after my godfather passed away, I was in my room, and like I was asleep, and then I hear my chair move, like lean backward, it squeaked. I was like, and it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, please no. But like I was still asleep, but like my godfather showed up and he just smiled and he was like he didn't say anything, but he just smiled, and I know that by smile he's like, I'm okay, and it's just like, oh, and like I don't know, I woke up and that's like tears, but like I'm just like, okay,
Uh,
he's stuff like that. So yeah,
were those happy tears or were they like what kind of emotions were you feeling?
I don't know honestly because this happened when I was 13, so it was more like I guess it's 50-50. It's sad and happy tears because like he been with us like especially with my siblings, my oldest siblings. They grew up more with him, but
Just
like he's
just waiting
still
for
part
everyone to
of my
wrap it
life
up.
for a little bit. But it's just like he was the best way I had to describe him.
Sleepy's just telling me.
He's basically like my father figure, basically. And then it's just like he took us to like he took us to Lake Tahoe.
Go make the
He
plates. It's
took
almost
us
done.
to church and stuff like that.
This is it.
So like we had a lot of fun, and it's just like the seeing him to just smile, like that feeling of warmth. I guess it's just like, oh, I was sad because
They're
I'm not
nice
gonna see
hands.
him again until it's my time.
I'll
But I
keep
was
it up.
also happy because it's like, okay, he's
It's
happy.
nice.
He's
Yeah,
not in pain anymore.
yeah, it's kind of like a
And
sneak peek. But,
yeah,
he's gonna be happy once you
yeah,
make it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like every year when it comes to his anniversary, I'm sad. But like I don't know, it's so weird because every time it's his anniversary and I'm sad about it, but like I feel warmth, I guess, inside. It's like think of it about happy memories. Don't think about them passing, but like just think about happy think about happy memories, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
But
totally the
yeah,
right way to do it.
that's yeah, and that's yeah, that's my 2 cents.
No, that was good, Sleepy. That was awesome.
Every week I always have attention. Every week I feel like I always have attention like a touching story to tell. I'm not saying, like, but
Hey,
yeah, that's
yeah, no, like I said, I always appreciate your stories. You always have good ones to bring. At least this week you didn't have any car accidents in front of you or anything chaotic happening.
yeah, yeah, no,
You
and
had a
the
peaceful week.
sad pause.
Oh my
The week
gosh.
so like the week prior or like 2 weeks prior um of having a broadcast, my work area had a I guess stabber on the loose who like killed 2 people and one in the hospital within less than a week. And
Wow.
then I think another week or two before that, I witnessed an actual car accident heading home, and I was actually in the broadcast talking to Mindful about it.
Oh my god.
So I work in a college town, so it's really unheard of. And this college town is supposed to be really safe. Usually you hear about bike thieves and stuff like that, but not actual people die.
My goodness, you think like the biggest problem would be like teenagers doing drugs, but
You're so true.
goodness.
I'm saying it's always something every week. It's always something every week.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know. My life is crazy right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys are able to come on here. Pizza, it was nice to hear from you again, and Sleepy, it's always a pleasure to get to hear from you. Solar, thank you so much for just joining the Discord and popping on today and being a part of this podcast. By all means, if you ever have free time, feel free to jump on anytime you want. If the topic looks interesting to you, I'd always love to hear your opinions. I love the fact that it sounds like we kind of had the same experience growing up playing games, so I'm sure we'll have a lot of great stories to share with one another. But yeah, just thank you. Thank you so much for being a part of this today.
Well, thanks for having me, man. This is really fun. This is cool.
Oh yeah, man. Glad you can make it too. Because I mean, normally it is kind of just, it's kind of just me, Sleepy, and Michael, kind of just circle jerking. So
It's so true. Z Chick popping on for a little bit of chaos.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
Uh, yeah, thank you, Solar, and welcome. You know, just feel free if you have any questions. Like, you could message all of us, and we'll help you out. And yeah,
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, no, this is a great experience. This is fun.
Alrighty, well, I will see you guys all next week then, baby. Have a great night, everyone.
yeah. You too. Good night.
Alrighty, and then we'll just pop onto the normal menu here. Yeah, so that's the podcast. Everyone, a little bit longer today, but it always is when we have a good conversation with people. Um, Definitely, like I said again, right? Thank you so much, Solar, for hopping on. I appreciate that. Nothing's worse than starting the podcast off by yourself and then knowing you gotta do it for the next like 30 minutes or an hour by yourself. So it's always great to have that conversation with someone else. Um, yeah, again, thank you to Sleepy and Pizza. Fantastic people. Every week, just like I said, sometimes those topics are hard to come up with, but we always manage to make it work. And yeah, just love the conversation with them. And with that, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful evening. Be sure to stay tuned this week because there'll be another podcast being dropped out possibly by Saturday, maybe Sunday. It'll be a special podcast by me and Jimmy. And until then, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.